Right.
VIPER278 entered channel. Dan entered channel.
All right, doing a sound check. See if everybody out there can hear me. Somebody let me know how it's coming through when you get past the delay. Then we'll get started. We're going to start off tonight with an updated mod folder switcher program. Everything sounding okay? Hey, Zero for
A little
Paul.
bit low here.
Clear and loud. 10-4 on sound check. Yep, I'm here. All right, good enough. If I'm a little low, you might be I don't know what to tell you, Dan. You'll hear me on I'm holding the button down. So you'll have to listen through this. Or crank up your sound. Or your hearing aid. Alright, so what I did last night by request from Viper was a new mod folder switcher. He wanted more buttons, and I'm making it available to everybody out there. And I will throw the link up there. Anybody can get the link. It's exclamation point MFS PLUS. So MFS PLUS. Does that work? It didn't throw it up. What, do I not have permission to do links? I should check these things. I probably spelled it wrong. MFS Plus. Did that link come up for you guys? It says it's there. Do I have to activate them?
Now you should be able to just put the link right on your. I would just put the link right in your chat box.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll throw it up there. Here's the link. Because for some reason that is not working, but... Oh, talk about a delay. There we go. I think it works. Why are some of the letters not highlighted? Let me check it. Nope, error from in Dropbox. Weird. Well, let me grab another link. Or you guys got it. Is it working?
That link works.
Okay, we're good. Alright, so MFS Plus is the new mod folder switcher program. What you're going to get is a zip file, MFS Plus. And if you extract it, you will see the files that I have here up on my screen. I know it's kind of small, but it's very simple, and we're just going to do this real quick. Yay, more buttons. More buttons and a couple new features I wanted to show you. So when you get the mod folder switcher, just double-click the Setup button. And if you have your game installed in the default directory, you will have this screen pop up, the whole new screen with more buttons. Basically, the top part is a link to all our websites, and it makes it easier for you guys to find us. You don't have to view it all the time, but and I don't know if I could show you. It will pop up. Nope, I moved it over there and it minimized. It will pop up the browser, which is on my other screen, with your default browser to any of our sites. Quick and easy access to those. Meanwhile, I minimized all my screens trying to drag that over there. So we will get another link up shortly. 04 Paul. I will throw it up from Dropbox directly once I grab it here, just because for some reason the link isn't colored all the way across on my thing. It might be the chat, the way it's worked. I don't know. Let me grab one more time here, see if this works. Yeah, you might have to copy the whole link out of there and paste it in your browser, because it's not highlighting in my AnkBot as a complete link. And the exclamation point MFS Plus to try to get that thing. Alright, so let's go back to the program. Basically, all the buttons here just bring you to all of our websites very quickly and easily, so you can find us. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to set up, because I have to set up to get on our server. I'll do a quick setup on one button, and you just click on the select folder. You browse to the folder that you have all the mods for that map that you want, and ours happens to be right here. And you just click OK and name your folder when it prompts you for the pop-up. This is my server button, so I'm going to type in server. And then you have color selections, a few color selections that are preset. And you can help organize your new buttons a little bit better. I'm going to select wheat for this button. Everything else is already automatically filled in. Click to finish, and you see I have a link for the server button on the bar, and you can set up. I'm going to do one for my work in progress folder right now for which is on my desktop, for my PV Rivers, which is right there. Just a base folder. And because this is a work in progress, I'm going to give it a different color. And now I have the PV Rivers button. So a little bit of extra functionality on that right there. If you click the X button on the top, there's a couple extra. You can always click on my logo to get all my links back. But one of the cool things is that I added in is if you want to take a look at your server file folder, just click on server, click on the open, and then there's all the mods in that folder. If you want to look at all the files in another folder, just select that one, click open, and you have all the mods visible in your other folder. Just opens up in your default Explorer. Very simple there. And thank you all you guys for the follows that are Tailory and official, and I saw a couple pop up there, but when I get going on these little displays I miss them until the big thing goes off 5 minutes later. The other thing is a lot of people have problems finding their log file. Well, it's actually in the same place, so I threw a log file link up there so you can check out your game log just by clicking the log. You can see if you have any errors or anything in your log file, and if you need support on our website, just copy that log file or paste it into another file and send it to us, and we could help you out on the forums usually. But it just added a log file button in there as well. So I wanted to start you off with that before we get going in the map side. And again, I'll probably go over this real quick at the end of the show for everybody that got here late. Meanwhile, I'm going to minimize that and keep it down there. And I will be right back. I got to type in some fancy passwords to get on my server. So we'll get started with the Pleasant Valley preview show when I log in. Let's get this going. Oh yeah, it would help if you always make sure you have the folder selected that you want to boot into before you log in to that folder. I have to switch it around real quick. Thanks there, bud. Oler Bid Dog. Anything I can do that helps make my life easier, I send to you.
Dave, that's Old Rabid Dog.
Old Rabid Dog. There we go. Yeah, some of these names are tough to get. My text is so small and my eyes are so bad.
I know, that's the same with mine when I'm trying to read these, especially when they come out with this, weird spellings and stuff. You got to kind of read it 3-4 times to make sure you're saying it right.
Old Rabid Dog. All right, we can take that down. We're loading up, and you'll see all the pictures on this map are still default pictures from version 2 of Pleasant Valley, although the map is nothing like it. And just for fun, actually because it's going to be unavoidable, we're jumping in right into secret project number 1. If you guys have been following the Trello board, I didn't want to give any hints away, but I wanted to put that I was actually working on something the past 2 weeks. And I did finish up a lot of the visual stuff on the map with one huge new feature that you all get to see for the first time in just a few minutes. Now, don't follow me. I don't like creepy people following me around. It's S7 Davis. Should I follow? You mean you're not a follower already? Shame on you. Synchronizing.
Everybody can hear Dave on my stream, okay?
Also, I did want to mention, after my show, I don't know if Viper will still be on, but he usually gives a little bit more in depth and plays on the map. And I do shut him off for a couple days before we do the big update and release. And we still probably haven't found some of the bugs. But Viper278 on Twitch to see this throughout the next week when he's broadcasting all the time. And I'm working. We are going to start today at the vehicle shop. Are you down here, Viper?
Yep.
I have to type in the secret password. Do you know the server password? Log in as admin? I think everybody does, so I don't even care if people out there see it. They can't get on our server without the login password.
Yeah, but eventually they would be able to if you keep it on.
Well, I don't. No, not log in the server. They're just going to see our
No, they wouldn't be
the
get
admin
the map yet.
password. They don't have the map yet, so.
Oh, the admin password? I'm not.
Well,
I got it written down somewhere.
Everybody else has it, so why not you? Nobody here abuses it. We have good people. I needed access to the cache. So anyway, new vehicle.
Oh, I think it's the same as the map, I think.
New vehicle reset point down here along the river. And there's a lot of new stuff, but one of the things up there is that parking lot was cramped anyway, so Danny wants a new harvester, and I'm going to bring him. Danny, did you get the beat or the other harvester yet?
The two harvesters I need is either a potato harvester or a sugar beet harvester, either one.
I'm going to grab you one if I have the money. How much are those things?
I'll buy the other one out of my money.
All right, I got the beet harvester down at the store, and I wanted to get something big just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's coming in next. Also,
That's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, you got to be down by the water here.
I was looking at the vehicle shop.
In the vehicle shop. Thank you guys for all the follows, CasketMan20 and whoever was just before him. I'm kind of missing them tonight. I'm a little slow. I'm out of Pepsi. We have a ferry. The price is going to change, but I left it low so I could buy it here tonight. And one of the cool things we did was this is a boat ramp. Somebody already guessed it. Here we go. Secret project number 1, we're going to take a ride. Actually, I think I'll jump in this right now. We can
we climb the stairs yet, or is they going to fall through?
You cannot climb the stairs yet. We are still in development. We'll see if we can get that to... Actually, we want the top to be uncollisionable because you can put bigger items on here. But you can kind of see how big this thing is next to the Grim there. Now, one of the cool things is, I don't know if I can get the Grim on there from here, but let's see, or however you want to call it. Let's see if I can. Just for the heck of it. We can deliver this to somewhere far away. Oh, you know what I got? My steering wheel delay bug. Gotta reset the steering wheel real quick. Every time I tab out of this stupid game. I have to reset the darn steering wheel so I can steer it. And I think I got it stuck on the boat already. Well, anyway, we can leave this here. We're going to be picking up some stuff anyway.
Yeah, barge ramp don't quite go to the ground.
It doesn't here because it would actually bind on the ground. It is kind of floating there. So I'm going to jump in the barge, and there is a passenger script. We're not sure how well it's going to work, so if you want to jump in, Viper, just climb on the barge. You can give you guys a ride.
How do you activate the passenger? Because I push E and that doesn't bring you up.
Are you on the boat?
Yep.
You'll walk around, you'll get a trigger. It'll show you up in the top left, it should. The boxes on the side seem to be a good loading spot for getting in those little wooden boxes on the sides of the barge. Ollie, thanks for the host. No luck?
Now it says missing L10.
Oh yeah, but you should be able to hit the key that it pops up there and get in the barge still.
Okay,
We gotta fix that. Yeah, we gotta fix that. It's like I said, it's a work in progress.
It's cool.
But yeah, it's a great view when you're in cab. Here, let's go in cab. I don't see you there, but you're there. Pretty awesome.
I don't get any of the view. I don't get any view except for in cab.
Yeah, you don't get any view. The passenger just gets in-cab view. So if you want to see the in-cab view more, go over Viper's stream for a real quick bit. I'm going to stay out so I can drive this thing.
Did you fix the gas in the reverse? Or is it still opposite?
Everything's good. It's back to normal. One of the things about this, though, that may be the issue, and if not, we'll track it down. It's worked. We did have it lock up once, but I think it's because people turned on the differentials, because you can turn them on, but it messes up the boat. So you keep your diff locks off the boat, and reason why I'm starting out with the new boat is because so much of the landscape around here has changed to make way for it that it would have been unavoidable. What we're going to do is show you what we can do with the boat and show you around the map first with a 3-hour tour.
Just sit right back and you hear a tale.
One of the things coming up that we had to do was we had to get a drawbridge that actually worked on servers. And when we got to the point of trying the nice drawbridges that were out there, the boat's pretty stable too. You shouldn't have too much trouble with it. If you do get it stuck, we do have a reset plan for you as well. But we created our own drawbridges on the UPK. They work. They're functional both on server and single player. They're a little bit jerky because the UPK only does an update every second. Finis 2, thanks for the follow. But we have drawbridges so you can get through your roads.
That ain't too bad.
No, it goes up little by little, and if I had my volume up, people would be able to hear it. It has hydraulic sounds and everything built in. You just want to make sure.
Okay, I hear it. Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, when we're going under, you can hear it a little faintly. You're gonna want to make sure that you stop in time for the bridges. You can hit them. You can get away with it 90% of the time if you hit them slow enough. But yeah, another thing you don't want to be is have a vehicle on the bridge when a boat's coming underneath, or you get launched in the air. Which is actually, some people will want to do it. It doesn't. You know the piles that we have in the factories that launch you in the air? Well, same effect when the bridge starts going up. Zhang Hunter, thanks for the follow. Anybody that's interested, I commend the person that made the West Indies map is where we found this. It's out there. I don't have a link for you available today, and we edited it severely because the version that was on there wouldn't function properly on servers, and it doesn't do what our boat can do. But that person deserves some props for getting this nice, stable boat to work. We developed what I think is a little bit better way of getting it in the water. It has it so it lands slightly on shore and it rolls down in. Sometimes it gets stuck. Ours is pretty foolproof, except for when it comes to resetting the boat at the main farm, but we'll show you that later on. What I'm doing is heading over to the new area. Actually, I'll show you guys a couple things while we're out here in the ocean. We're out in the ocean. Finally, we got a lot more land, but a lot of this is off the map. So if you keep going outward, there it is. There's a wall here. You really can't view the whole map out there. A lot of it's and you'll know when you hit the wall. You're not going to tip over the boat or anything. But you kind of got to stay within a certain range here. I'm thinking I'll probably throw some buoys along the edge so you know where the edge is. You can kind of see it if you look a little bit, but there is an edge there because that's actually all that scenery is off the map edge.
You could put a big sea monster there.
Are there weight restrictions on the ferry? There are weight restrictions. What's cool? Not really. What you're gonna have is you can tell you're pulling stuff. It'll move it. You see how it takes me a little while to get up to speed, and I'm still gaining speed? If you have a heavy load, it just takes you a little bit more time to get up to speed. I can tell you this, you can load a lot on this. I actually pretty sure we could fit 3 of those Cat 773 dump trucks on here, and I'll show you that. We're going over here by the this is all new Waterway, by the way, that we didn't have in before, that we made this. So you get a little bit of tour. A couple new wood bridges, which, if you notice, they're on stone and they are wood. They will be buildable. I didn't do that yet with the 2 new factories. There's a couple new wood bridges. And we're going to pull up over here in the new area by... There's my other boat that we bought, that we've been testing with. And Viper and I are going to park the boat, and he's going to help load up the dump truck. Let's see, Control 4. I think we have enough material. I'll drive my Jeep down if you want to get in the big truck, Viper, and start loading the first silo over there with, let me check. I got to see what we need. One of the things you're going to want to know, well, hopefully we'll have a solution for this going the wrong way. In the future, is the boat needs to offload everything. So if we start filling this up with coal, we need to make sure we have enough room for where we're dumping coal into the triggers. So I'm going to swing over here and see what we need over here. Our coal is completely out, so we'll load that up with 500,000 coal, and then we'll bring that over here, and I'll head down to you. The dump truck should be under Control 4. I don't know if you found it.
Yeah, I'm in it. Yeah, I'm in it already.
And you can see there's another bridge here, new replacement bridge. There's 4 of those on the map to get around, plus the big ones. We already built 2 of them. LF Woozy, thanks for the follow.
I think we just had an earthquake.
And Zerg Hunter. Oh, really? You had an earthquake? Not down there.
Yeah, the map's kind of like twisting and turning.
Oh. It's on here. I didn't feel a thing. Actually, I think...
it kind of rolled sideways a little bit.
That's weird. Your vehicle might have, but the Earth didn't. The weight limit, I'm pretty sure you could fit the capacity on this, which is going to help a lot of you guys because there are already several triggers in the water for building the factories that are along the waterways, for offloading the products at the factories. There will be no visuals on the boat, but it does have a carrying capacity. We want to keep the deck clear so you can also put vehicles on it as well when you're hauling stuff around the map. But the capacity of the boat is 500,000. Due to its enormous size, it can hold 500,000 of the products. And we've added in a couple of silos down by the water while he's filling up the first silo. Oh, let me go over here. I'm going to bring you guys over to the land side. He has to drive over to these 2 silos, which have a dump trigger on land and the fill trigger at the edge of the docks in the water. And what the heck is that? Oh, that's the conveyor. That's right. Big Daddy left the conveyors. So if you guys are familiar with these conveyors, you can load the boat with the conveyor as well. So if you're doing crops along a shoreline that we don't have a silo, you can get your links for these conveyors. You can load the boat right with these nice conveyors. But we do have some silos placed around the map where they can dump in. Currently they don't show the products other than when you're over the grate if there's something in it. But we're going to take some coal over here. And also, down here, which I think I'll have some pipes or something going into the wall. But, and there's still this very rough stuff. I wanted to get the functions in so we could test things. The fill planes aren't in these. But these are your sand and your gravel Goldmaster tanks by the shore. When you fill these, the ones up at the top fill up. And you can literally drive by Culligan, take a load of 500,000 water. Yep, I can turn it off. I know it's kind of big for some people. There you go. If I need it, I'll just throw it up there. I might leave it up there when I throw it up there, but it hides all the information. While we're waiting for Viper, I'm going to show you guys a couple other things real quick.
I'm down here.
You're down there? Throw one load and go pick up another one. We can haul 500,000 in that boat. Not that I want you to do all, but we'll put a couple 100,000 in. I'm gonna load up the truck with gold. You won't miss much here. Just gonna load it up and get it ready for a delivery later. Because I noticed there's something over at our little gold pot there. We are loaded. And then I'll come over there. Train's coming. There's Viper. One more big load. We'll just do a couple loads to the to the steel mill. Show you some more of the waterways and what you can do. But we have two places down here for loading up product. There's a trigger in the water to tell you what's in the silos, as well as one over on the land, and we'll probably get some visual displays on them as well. You have to have the F1 menu on, but yeah, we have 105,000 coal in here right now. We'll wait for him to finish that up. Anybody has any I gotta show off my view. Any questions so far? Feel free to ask. We got a lot more to show you. Is the wheel limitation found in PV here as well on this map? And if so, does the boat count against that number? The boat does have like an invisible wheels. Recently, in the last Giants update, which you will need 1.4.2 of the software, they stated that excess vehicles on the map causing problems has been fixed. We have not tested it yet. That probably could mean that the wheel limit is no longer a problem. But I do want to say this, with this map, the way it's set up with one main farm, and you'll be building your satellite farms wherever you want to eventually. Because it's set up more as a co-op, you don't need to have 6 harvesters at each farm. You know, you'll be, or at one at each farm. You'll have the main farm where you have a couple. You'll probably have a place where you're going to do potatoes and sugar beets. But on PVV2, the way it was set up was everybody wanted their own potato harvester, their own scorpion, so that really made an excess number of vehicles that just won't be necessary on this. These silos are buildable. They're built into the map, excuse me. These silos are built into the map. There's some of them, and they had to kind of be that way because of the placement issues in the water. Doesn't quite work close to the water. If you want to use the conveyor, like I said before, in areas where we don't have, there's only 4 of them there, and 2 are, or 5 of them, and 2 are down here in the gravel pit. There's 3 others on the map, and you can use the conveyor to load the boat as well. As a matter of fact, I can jump in the boat and we'll make Viper load the next load on the conveyor. I think we can do that. If you find the right button. Boat.
I'm still loading.
No problem. I gotta find it. It's not assigned yet. I'm in one of the boats. It doesn't really matter which boat we use.
Where's the conveyor belt? Same place?
The conveyor belt is right next to the boats. I
Okay.
get into the other boat. It's in my way. There we are. Put that in the boats group. I'll drive over to the conveyor, away from this silo, and you can... We'll see if we can get it loaded up. I didn't do this yet. Big Daddy tested it. I watched him. I don't know the positioning of the trigger on the boat exactly, but we should be able to get it loaded up.
Alright, heading out there now.
If not, we'll move the boat around. Or the conveyor with the truck. Actually, let me move it anyway. I think I can do that. We'll pull it up to the dock. I'm trying like crazy to not leave a vehicle running tonight, but I'm sure I'll leave them all running by the time we're done. Hey KW, how you doing today? Let's get this thing positioned over the boat a little bit better. Now, I never did this, so if I don't get it positioned right, we'll just go back to the other way. It's kind of tough here with my limited space, but let me see what we can do.
No brakes.
Yeah, no brakes. That dump truck doesn't have the best braking ability. And I don't have the best backing up ability. Come on. Oh, I'm stuck on the dock.
Yeah, you're not close enough.
It won't lift up over the lip. Here, let me try it this way. You want to pull forward just a second? I know it doesn't have brakes, but I'm going to swing it out and try to get the back wheels on the dock from the end. Have to...
That top piece should swivel, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I believe that's the one that swivels. Check your HUD.
F1. Oh, there's a left swing?
Yeah, left swing and a right swing.
Cool. Well, I'm going to have to back up off the... I can't get it straight.
He did that for the BGA. You can put in the center one and swivel over the wall to
I don't know if
use the trucks to tip
See,
it.
I don't think we're getting close enough. But anyway.
Yeah, I think your boat a little too far. It's at the angle you got it at. It's
Yeah, it's kind of tight in
the
on,
top.
on this
Yeah,
side.
the top don't reach over.
We did it on the other side before, but he had the thing. All right, well, dump it in the silo. We'll do a conveyor demonstration. I don't want to keep them sitting here watching me, unless you want to try it right here. All it's going to do is stop filling. Let me bring it right back to the boat on this end. I can get it real close. Actually, I could put the conveyor on the boat. Sometimes.
That should work right there.
Yeah, it's going to end up in the water, but I don't care.
Oh, okay.
As soon as I move the boat, because it's stuck. Go ahead, see if it'll load the boat there, and then we'll fish it out of the water later. If it doesn't, we'll bring it over to the silo. It's a tricky little trigger. Oh, that it should definitely load the boat. I got it way out in the middle. You could actually probably park a conveyor on the... Oh, you're pushing the conveyor. You can't get the trigger?
No.
Okay. Alright, then dump it in a silo. You can... I think it's probably because it's tipped down. Here goes a conveyor in the water. Aw, man, who did that?
No, you could have just picked the conveyor back off the truck.
Couldn't get... the truck was stuck when I had it hitched up.
Oh, okay.
Alright. So basically, you just got to pull up closer to the dock here and it'll start loading the boat automatically. And as he's dumping, I will start filling. We're probably going to try to change the triggers so you actually have to trigger these, but it's a little bit tricky. Finding a trigger that has single capacity that allows you to trigger it. But right now, if you just pull up to these triggers, these silos, they just start loading. I didn't hit 8 to turn on the belt. I never used those things. Well, a little late now, but we'll wait for Viper to board. It's under control 9 now. There he is. Left control 9. If you want to just tab twice, you'll be in this boat. You should be, unless it didn't show up on your end yet. Maybe not. Oh no, you can't do that to the passenger script. Sorry about that. Climb back in your truck. You could if I had gotten out of the driver's seat, but I'm kind of rude. I forgot about that.
Okay, I'm in my truck.
Yeah, come on over. Now you can get on the boat. You just have to... Oh, by the way, if you're in the water, you can swim under the center of the boat and you'll get the pickup trigger to load in as well.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, just swim in. You'll get the key to jump in the passenger seat underneath there. I'm still loading.
I'm stuck somewhere.
What, are you under the water?
No, I'm on top of the water.
Yeah, near the boat. I don't see you. At all.
Oh, now I'm on the boat.
You're in the boat now?
When I hit enter, it throws me someplace.
Weird. Silas0301, thanks for the follow. Yeah, so... loading up with a couple 100,000 of coal.
I must be in the driver's seat. That's probably why. That's why I'm in the driver's seat.
How can you be in the driver's seat? I'm in the driver. You're in the wrong boat.
Oh, that explains it.
You're behind.
Which boat am I supposed to be in?
The one I'm in. Unless you want to drive a boat, go ahead. You can. You can follow in another boat.
Okay, that's fine.
That works. Now, weird thing about this is it should be 210,000, but for some reason the last 6 always misses. I have to look into that. Is it loading somewhere where we don't know? It has 209,994. It's stuck in the silo. We'll go over and deliver this to the steel mill. And then we will take a look at some of the other cool things we did this week to make way for the boat, show you where the boat can go. Planted a lot of just extra trees along the map and finished up the village down here. We'll take a drive through there a little bit later as well. The whole waterfront area. Not to say that stuff won't be added in the future, but for now it's pretty much done. All the sidewalk pieces, all the street lights, trees, buildings are in there. Even a building that isn't done yet, which will be the fish market, which will come at a later date. Just go to the lighthouse and take a right. As you can see, with 200,000 coal, I'm still moving along. Got my speed up to 40 some odd miles an hour. And I'm leaving Viper in the dust.
Yes, you are. Took mine a little while to get up to speed.
It takes a while. It's a different feel. I wish you guys could feel. It feels like a boat.
Yes, it does.
It really feels like a boat, which is really awesome.
I think I'm getting a little drift to the right.
You will drift. You can drift. I've just gotten so good at driving them. There's one of the silos that you can load any grain in from the fields on that side. If you so purchase and decide to plow fields over there. You're going to want to let off the gas before you get to the bridge. Until the bridge, make sure the bridge opens up. I mean, you do slide. I'm sliding. And the bridge goes up, and we go under. Now, if there's a factory along the waterway, you can fill it with the boat, both building and when it's done building with the products it takes. So, those of you that... Oh yeah, the flags are going to change. They're either going to be US flags or we'll do something. But the flags on the boat are definitely going to change. The first thing was getting it functioning. This is the... What the heck factory is that one again? Potatoes? Chips? I can't remember. But whatever factory it is, it's linked to... It has the triggers for offloading into that factory. Up here you can bring your products to the pizza place if you want to load the boat. I don't know which ones you would want to load. Maybe your tree farm will be close to the... But also your 2 soybean, and you'll see there's triggers. I can't dump this into them, but you can see I got a tip trigger. Both the soybean and the canola mill. Crash and Burn TV, thanks for the follow. Another thing to know is that your shell plant will be your refuel place for the boat. Right over here on the side you'll see a tank. It's going to move out onto one of the docks in the back there, maybe 2 load up places, but for now I just stuck it over here because they put it in before I put the docks in. And you just got to get close enough to the fill trigger. I'm backing up. See if I can hit it. And if I can't hit it, don't worry about it. I just had it. But things have to be adjusted, enlarged. There you go. So you can pull up to this, and it takes right out of the factory. And I got a few fuel, only a couple gallons down. We're going to adjust the fuel consumption on this vehicle as well. Now, if you were to pull up to the docks at the warehouse up here, you would be able to offload your products directly into the warehouse. Not coal, because the warehouse doesn't hold coal, but if you had your grains or pallets of goods from the factories, you could pull right up to the docks in the back. We'll show you where they are. And offload directly into the warehouse. Bridge is up. There's a boat behind me. And I will get a dock.
Did you feel the bump?
Yeah, I saw just your tail end. We will get a dock over here as well for the drop-off spot for this. But right now, all you need to know is drive up along the side, if there's room for the dock. The problem with that is it cuts kind of some of the waterway out. There we go. We have the dump trigger. And coal is down there. It's empty. It has an animated claw that doesn't actually do anything, but it comes out when you're dumping. It's also
Oh, that's cool.
It's controllable. The claw is for fishing logs out of the water. We're gonna see what we can if we can do a couple extra things with the claw. You'll see it swing back in. And I do have the menu on up there again. But there are claw controls. You can see I'm moving the claw myself now. A little bit. I don't know the controls yet. There we go. Left mouse button swings it out. And there's an extension. So yeah, we're gonna see what we could do with the claw to try to make maybe, well, who knows, treasure chests in the water. That could be a possibility.
All you can do is those boxes from Rosenthal.
We need to make it longer though, that's the thing. It's kind of short. But yeah, if you have logs piled on the side of the shore, you can try to load them on your boat, I guess. Who knows. I'll fold the claw back up a little bit. Keep it on the boat. Alright, so over here, that's where the two load up spots for, one is for the pallet goods, the other one is for, and we will have a load up the goods off there as well in the back when we get to that point. Let me take a spin around and show you some of the new areas that have been, as you can see, we had to cut out a whole big section back here so you could turn around your boats up here by the fields. And we'll head back out. Then we'll get in a car so you don't all get seasick. Pick pirates off your boat and dump them over. Yeah, there you go. We have to find a clever use for that eventually. Probably not by the end of release because we have so much other work to do, but we'll see. And everything we add at this point, other than what I have already pre-planned, is the longer it takes to get this thing out. But you'd be surprised, it works real well. We do have to show you what to do when you get stuck. If you get stuck, it's solid. I can run into the shore in several places. If I do it now, I'll get stuck because I just said that. But it stays in the water. You gonna lead the way?
Where we going?
I'm going to go down past the bridge and head, well, up past Culligan, up the other waterway. So a left turn up ahead.
Okay.
You see those two spots in the water that are not textured? I don't know if you just drove by them. I was trying to figure out what the heck is causing those.
Oh,
two,
yeah, right. Yeah,
those two spots. You know what
right,
that is?
Right there, yeah.
I can't.
What's that?
It's when you build that bridge. That's where the posts are. The map.
Oh, okay, right.
So when the bridge is there, it'll be gone. That's the last bridge post. I could probably get them gone, but I have to raise the bridge up, save the map, load it back up, set the bridges down, save the map again, and it'll be gone. That's what I had to do actually for all the drawbridges every time I edit the map now. Or at least before a show.
Those are reflections from the underground pylons that you got to put the bridge to.
It's actually the way the water is drawn. It won't draw where there's an object.
Right.
In the maps. And once you save it with the object in that position, when you reload the map, the water disappears. So there is a way to get around it, and I had to do that with all the drawbridges. By lifting the bridge up, saving it, exiting the map in the editor, loading it back up, putting the bridge down, saving it again, and then it has to be released at that point. If I go to save, reload the map, once I reload the map after that save with the bridges in the water, it disappears again. So, the boat concept is really going to get you guys... I mean, we weren't going to... Whoops, I'm on shore. Talking and driving at the same time. By the end of this, I'll probably have to reset the boats. That's why I figured I'd wait. No, you never know. We weren't going to put them in unless we could make them useful. And unless they were really sturdy. There are 2 pylons in the water, or 1 pylon right here. You want to drive to the right of it, otherwise if there's water in Culligan, you'll be filling up from the water. Because they do autofill right now. Culligan just happens to be one of those plants. So just stay to the right, you don't get water in your bay if it's empty. If you have something on the boat, you can go to the left. You get to see the backside of what will eventually be the new slaughterhouse up here on the right-hand side as we take a tour.
I think I just got stuck.
Do I need to try backing up?
Yeah, I tried that. I think I got stuck on this corner.
Okay. Well, I wish I could help you there. Here, I actually can. We have 2 boats. Although I'm not in the easiest place to turn around.
No problem, I'll swim to you.
Oh, backing up. I'll go back up. We'll get you on your boat. Actually, yeah, if you want to swim here, we'll get you on the way through. We'll turn around and come back this way. And then I'll swim to you. That is something you usually don't hear on a farming map. I'll swim to you. I'm going to get rid of that bank message.
I am. I'm bobbing up and down in the water.
Oh, yeah. I don't see you. For some reason, you got that glitch where you're not seen on multiplayer. So I don't know where you are. But when you jump in the boat, you got to get to me before I get to the boat. There he is. All right, we have a passenger. It does have the crane. Well, not a crane. You can put a crane on this boat. We're going to show you how you can load a boat up in a little bit. Once we go around here, show you a few of those. So they're in the backside of what's going to be the meat market. We have another drawbridge we got to get through over here. This has all been put in, these waterways. We wanted to make sure we take advantage of the boat. So the more factories we could connect it to, the better off, the more useful. And the high capacity was a necessity too. We want you to be able to use it and make use of it. And it's slower, but man, when you can haul 500,000, it's still going to be your best choice other than running a train 5 times across the map if it holds 100,000. Although if you guys are ones that already modded your vehicles for 500,000, you'll have to suffer. But it's still a lot of fun. A couple more silos, 1 on each side here for putting product in. Now that we have a second boat, I probably could push your boat if you got stuck on the edge.
Those silos at this side of the waterways, are those all tied together?
No, they're all individual. They all have 2 million capacity on any of the silos. You can really load them up and then decide to take your boat out for a haul. And there's another one down there. There's the... Right now we're going to take a turn here to the right and go into the canal, which is man-made. As you can kind of see, it's smoother. Actually, it's all man-made, but I made this look like it was man-made. And we could see we've already used the boat and dumped off a couple loads over here at whatever factory this is. Do you remember which ones these are? One's the bread company. I think this is a bread company. The other one is down there. Little tricky. You're gonna have to get used to spinning these tight turns around and backing up. but it makes it fun.
He does turn his wheel a little bit. The steering wheel, he does turn it a little bit. Yeah, just a little, not too much.
So that's the bread. What the heck's the other one? I can't remember. When they're built, it's easy to see. The signs are out there. I'm just too lazy to get off the boat and check. So when they're built, you'll be able to pick up your deliveries here and bring them to the warehouse as well as build them. When you get right up close to the shoreline on this side, you will find the trigger. We'll have them indicated here as well somewhere, but definitely all the triggers are in the water for these two as well. And this one actually is pretty good. If you're far enough away from that wall, you can actually spin it around without backing out sometimes, if you're going slow enough. One big loop. Can we do it? Yes, see that? Just enough room. So, precision driving. But as you can see, a lot has changed. I figure... Hey, Phil. Sounds good.
That one was Kellogg's, if you were near the bread company.
Oh, Kellogg's. Okay, yeah, Kellogg's down there. I figure with a map called PV Rivers, getting a river boat in would be kind of a cool thing. And because your boat is stuck, we'll give them the what to do if your boat is stuck tour in just a minute. I'm going to go back out this waterway. Because inevitably it's going to happen to people. But, you know, even if we try to raise up that area where you got stuck or whatever, it's just going to happen. You can fit 3 of those Cat 773 dump trucks on this boat with your, what capacity? 100,000 capacity, are they? Or 105? 105.
105.
And fill the boat with 500,000. The only thing you guys are going to want to remember is that you don't want, and I'm not sure if this caused a problem, I think it was the drive controls, but the other thing we did, we were dumping the, we'll test it again. Probably, we'll let you know down in the future. But we were dumping the Cat 993 into the trigger while it was still on the boat. Or the 773. So that could have been the issue we had when we locked up the boat and had to reset it as well. But we haven't had any issues since I turned off drive control. And that was probably it. I know I had problems with the drive control diff locks set. You can use the drive control mod, just don't put the diff locks on when you're driving the boat. We are an hour into the show, Boomshine. But we can do a little bit of recapping as we usually do near the end. I like to do a recap, and we'll end up with where we started with the Mod Folder Switcher Plus program. If anybody missed that, I think it's exclamation point MFS Plus, but make sure you get the whole link. If it doesn't work, we'll get it up on our forums afterwards. Countryboy0176, thanks for the follow, and LJ Stott, thanks for the donation. Very much appreciated. And I'm going to try to stream again next Friday if I have enough stuff for you. This last Friday I could not do it. I was off on the road bringing my daughter here for the week, and we'll try to get back on a weekly schedule. We should have some stuff to show you. If not, we just recap what we already did. But I like to get you guys, talk to you guys, see what your thoughts are on what we've done, and give you updates on where things are. Speaking of project update on where things are, I still can't give you a timeline. All I know is that we are up against, with all the new stuff, the Will Giants engine handle it things, which happens to me in every map. And at that time I start cleaning up the files, making room. So there is a list of projects that need to be finished. The animal system, the fishing system. We'll see if we can do something with fishing with the boat. I have ideas. The greenhouses, the fruit trees, I have ideas to make those all different new features as well. You can follow those on our Trello board. We're going to put the dump truck on this just to show you how much room you have on here. And then we'll go up to look at some of the other stuff. I think I just... That's interesting. It was like I hit something when you jumped. I hit you. That's what it was. I hit you in the water. The boat can be stopped by a human. But the way where we're at now is and you guys have been great. Some of the ideas that have been posted up there won't make it. We've been looking at things on the Trello board, seeing what we can get working. We have a bunch of stuff that absolutely has to be finished. The good news on that is that there's a roadmap now of what needs to be done to get this map to you. I still don't know how long it's going to take until I get a couple major hurdle things done, but in the next couple weeks I should have a better idea. Let me move this boat over. It might be too far. You going to get the dump truck? Don't use your brakes until I get over there.
I'm ready.
All right. So within a couple weeks we should have a better idea of when we'll be able to get this out there for you guys to play. I'm a little crooked still. Actually, that thing has big tires, so it's the easiest one to load up. Now you should be able to drive that gap.
Yeah, you look alright.
Just be careful not to drive off the other end. You could actually make a bridge with this if you wanted to. In certain places. Now, it's non-collisionable roof for a simple reason like that truck. It does poke through a little bit. But as he drives this Cat 773 up to the front, if he was... that should be good. I think we could fit... I know at least 2, but I think we could get 3 on there. It hasn't been tested because our server doesn't have enough money in it to do it. Okay, the mods folder switcher is in the forum as well. And with that, I'm going to leave the dump truck out in the water. I'm stuck on Viper. You're walking on the deck, so this is one of those things. You can't be on the deck of the boat because it detects you as a person blocking the way of the boat. It's just one of those issues, and that made... Yeah, you can ride in the dump truck. Just one of those issues. We'll bring the dump truck back up to the store and just for the heck of it. For those that have arrived late, show you how well it moves with that on there. Countryboy0176, thanks for the follow. I don't know if I said that already. I might have.
No, you didn't.
But
anyways, since the truck's not here, I can't be a passenger is what you're saying? I gotta stay in the truck?
No, you could be a passenger, but you were on the deck of the boat and not in the passenger seat. You could
well, that's what I was trying to do, is get the passenger
yeah,
seat.
I could stop the boat. But when you're on the water, you're a solid person that stops the boat from moving.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you know what I
what
mean?
you're saying. Okay.
It
All right,
hits...
keep going. We're good.
Okay. It's kind of cool looking down here. I like the way it's designed. We're going to take a land view of what's been done in just a minute and show you how those things work. But this was the major secret project #1 because it was a ton of work. Took most of the last couple weeks. Well, this and rebuilding finishing building the waterfront area is just a lot of tedious. There you go. You see up in the right corner, it just popped up on my screen, the mix feeder is feeding the cows. It's 1,800 hours. Probably should jump over there so we could see it real quick. What? Yeah, I think we'll do that. It's got time. It only happens 3 times a day. Let's see. Animals is Control 5. Find something in Control 5. For those people that missed the installation of the mix feeder in our last video. Where the heck is it? I parked too far away from the barn. That's okay. It's filling up. It's got 70. It's delivering. I should have took a tractor. I can't find the barn. I built the map and I'm lost.
Go towards the rocks. Find your little mini map. You're right across from you. You're in
There we
the
are.
front. You're in the forklift there.
So you can see it's going down to feed the animals. One of the things you guys can do too, if you missed it, is the Control MF. Left Control MF brings up the mixed feeder settings, and you can see it's set now for us to do 50 cows. It's adding 50% more because one of the things we found out about this, which was really cool, is they have built in breakdowns where you have to call for service and repair it and pay a little bit of cash. We missed how much cash it costs, but he set it up to do 50% extra to get it caught back up. And it's not very frequent. It was about 3 weeks of in-game time before it broke down the first time. And it's going down now. We're going to try to still stretch that silo out at some point, but you can see it feeds the cows just enough. It was low. It's giving them their feeding. You can set it to do another manual one right afterwards and it'll feed them again. It'll go all the way to the end filling the troughs and then turn around. Also from that left Control MF, which also is available by just walking up to the mix feeder, you have the ability to purchase extra items. We covered that. You can play with limited bunker capacity if you want to. And one thing I can't find, which I found before, it must be in the settings. There was a button to turn off the big annoying hand. Okay. Show right hand. There. Now I don't have the right hand showing if that gets annoying. Some people like it. Some people don't. Noah Zez, thanks for the follow. On the mix feeder as well, we installed spy cams where you will be able to... Actually, let me go to full screen camera. We installed the spy cams all around the... There's 31 of them right now. We got a few more we want to add in. But you can take a look wherever you are and see what products are moving, where things are, different views. We're good at seed and fertilizer. We got 1 bunker empty. Looks like 3 ready to shovel out. And lots of pallets of wood on the wood collectors. Wood pallet collectors. We shut that factory down right now. We haven't been running it because we don't have a place to put the stuff yet. Oh, we're loaded up. Somebody's been doing wood chips today. Who's been doing all the wood chips? Somebody snuck in. But you can,
Usually Big Daddy does wood chips.
yeah, we are half full at the fuel company, so you can do it, lots of steel at the steel mill to pick up. And a factory that's not built, another one. One that I got to move the camera because I put the trees in afterwards, kind of blocking the view. One that's in the process. Bird seed isn't being made yet, but we're getting there. We have some paper, and there is drywall. I'll put another drywall can, because you can see it in the window. It's just very hard to see right there on my screen. There's drywall ready to be picked up. Soup hasn't been running yet, because we're making some changes of that. Pepsi factory. Cement factory's built, and you can check and see if there's water, how full it is. Sand and gravel. We need to get rocks over here at the whatchamacallit, which will do that. And our gold masters.
Rock crusher.
Rock crusher, yeah. In the waterfront. And the block making company. And the farmer's market has lots of bales. So you can take a quick look around. The fairgrounds is not done yet. Coming soon to a place near you. Water is empty on one side, the local plant, probably because somebody pulled in the boat and filled it all up. And there's our mixed feeder returning and filling up again. Interestingly enough, you can watch it go down. It'll keep going until it has enough to feed the cows. It fills from each of the bins. If something's blocking it, you'll get a message up there in the right-hand corner saying that the path is blocked. Like if I was to stay here. It connects to the little spinning wheel, then goes on its way. And if I was to race it over to this side, which happened the other day, Big Daddy put a truck in the path of the mix feeder. I think it can be stopped by human.
Super Dave.
Let's see if it detects me. It should. I know it detects vehicles, but I don't remember if me standing in the way causes it to stop. Yeah, see, interruption. Something blocks the lane of the feeder. Please remove it from the lane. And there you go. It's on its way. That way, if you left vehicles in the barn or blocking the entrance, you'll get a message and you'll know as it goes around. But we covered that already. Let's get into our vehicles. I'm going back to my little souped up pickup truck to deliver some gold, and we're going to go through the village and see what it looks like today. Do you get the construction part of the factories and stuff starting out again? You will have to build the same factories as you did in the PV15 V2. You won't have to buy any of the purchasable ones like Culligan and the birdseed we had purchasable. The Buyable Objects mod has had several issues with a lot of our people. Well, one thing we're trying to do is cut down on issues that people have with the map, make it more enjoyable for everyone. And there's so much new in here that you can see there's a ton of land for you to discover yourself and plow out yourself. There's going to be a lot for you to do without having to basically buy everything as it is. You're going to have to plow your own fields, and we're going to add some stuff in to make that look good when you're doing it and all that fun stuff. But we did finish up a lot of the street lights. This actually looks really cool at night. We'll go down Main Street down here. There are 7. Somebody was asking last week, how many boats are there on the map? There are 7 fishing boats along the shoreline down here. I believe there's 5 on this side of the river and 2 on the other, but this is looking a lot better. We changed the grass texture. That was a huge thing too. So I don't know if you guys noticed, we got rid of the flowery grass texture and went with a greener grass texture. The building is there. You can use the boat to make it speed up a little bit, or actually it's not, you still got to wait for the factory to go through the building process, but it's kind of nice having a boat that you can load up with 500,000 at a time and travel it there. So, but there's going to be other stuff for you to do as well. One of the things that we are planning on doing is starting a 16x map, and with that project will be a little break after this one's done. I'm going to look at learning some Unreal 4 engine stuff I've already started, but I want to do quite a bit of that and see if there's any way in hell I can actually create my own farming game someday. So I'll be doing a little bit of that, and then we're going to get into creating a 16x map. That's going to have completely different concepts, and the buildable factories will be taking up too much resources to put them in there, so they'll be pre-built, but there will probably be more of them. And we're going to go with we'll get more on that when we get to that project, if we can get to that project. Who knows? I might learn so much in Unreal that I just start building a brand new farming game for you guys that would kick ass. That would be my hope. But yeah, I do have some awesome plans for a 16x map. So we're here in the village. All these streetlights come on at night, and it looks kind of cool. There's one building I put in over here. You can see the sidewalks are more finished now where I have sidewalks. They're not pieced. Everything's pieced together. The Pepsi machines are now back on the map for delivery. When we get Pepsi up and running, you will find your Pepsi drop-off spots again at the gas stations, the 2 gas stations. There's several in town here. There's one over at the Home Depot. There's one out on the pier. We'll go over to the pier in a minute. This street looks really cool. If you see the lights down this, maybe we'll get it later if it's still dark, gets darker out. But all these light posts turn on all the way down the main street here. Wide enough to get your dump trucks down the roads. Some of the turns between light posts might be difficult, but hey, challenges. Cemetery and our dead people have moved. We have 4 now in here. That's brought in from PV15 V2, just relocated. This over here will be a fish market for bringing your fish to. Gordon Leo Marks, thanks for the follow. It will be a fish market eventually. Right now it's another meat building and it's non-functioning, but there are places with loading docks back here I thought were kind of cool. Funky texture on the ground, but nice little place to build into a fish market. That's what the plan is for that place. What functions it gets are still up in the air on how what I can get done fishing wise in the game. Your Dancing Donuts, your bank, which is where I'm going. I forgot I had gold in the back of my truck. One of the things I wanted to mention about the bank, I don't know if I did last week, but the bank trigger had to be separate in order to get the gold prices as high as we want them. So if you go into your let me see if I know how to play this game. If you go into your place here, your menu where you have all your prices, and I probably passed it because there we go, gold, storage 0. If we looked at the price, it should not, alright, good, it's not there now because I removed the trigger. You won't have a price even though it shows there. We don't have a storage place for gold because you shouldn't have that much. at any given time where it fills up. But the triggers now run on the UPK as a sell point because we're going to make a ton of money with this 351 gold. Let me... Oh, I can't bank. I am the server. I have 136,000. I'm losing my voice. And there's 4 of us on total, so... whatever I get is times 4. Needed to take a drink there. Okay. Sell. You can let me know, Viper, what we get if you're not logged in as admin. That's a lot of gold.
I'm rich. 155,000 some odd.
Yeah, times that by 4. You get paid for your gold. So definitely want to make it so you're using that gold. 3 of these bridges are in, the buildable bridges. We built 2 of them so far. During our... we play test everything. We're doing a little fast track this time so we can get it out to you by, heck, I just threw $3 million onto the server just to test stuff the other day. But we still play everything as if you guys were playing it so we can test everything. And down here we have... these are just decorative factories. The speedway has been shrunk, as we mentioned before. I did do the infield of the speedway over a little bit as well, but we can't get the pickup truck in there. Only the little cars, go-karts can make it in through the door. There we go. And people. That's how low it is. But you see we have a little bit different infield on the speedway.
You change it to a road course, or just still oval?
It is a road course for your go-karts. It's half the size, but it works. We'd have to get go-karts down here for running around, but yeah, we added a little bit of infield. In our last map, we had donation plaques around for everybody that helped out on here on the speedway. We want to do something different. I have places and ideas, but so anybody that does donate and help us out, help me out, you're really helping me out. This is my job. It really has become my job with my disability and no income, but not necessary. I have a place to live and a roof over my head and food on the table, which is a plus, but it always helps. And we will have a recognition, something new. If you guys have ideas, post them on our forums. We've had several, from building a walk of fame to a tower to who knows what else, but we'll get something in. Anybody that donates through the Twitch stream or through my mod folder switcher link or the links that are there, if you have your Twitch name, we will get you a plaque. Same system we had set up at PV2 to show our support for anybody that brought in money, but we don't know what it's going to be yet, so we shall see that. Now, when it gets dark out, these lights will turn on. It's going to be pretty soon, so let's see if we can finish up here around the map before it gets too dark. Take a tour of the land. Where am I? Actually gotta make some roads. Now, we do know there's not a lot of detail in around the factories and stuff. One of the phases that we will be doing is, if you guys are familiar with other maps like the Bjornholm add-on, and several people have made basically plugins where you drop them in your map and those items appear in the map. And that's the way we want to do the visuals, a visual package with, you know, just the stuff to clutter up the map and make it look like it's lived in. Barrels here. We got the necessary stuff in, but we're going to try and see if it will work. That way those people with the lesser computers, because this map already takes so much resources, will have the option to drop it out. Same way with the mist mod that we installed. If you're having issues because we added so much in and you don't have the most powerful server or computer like we do, even though we do try to make it so it runs well, And it may be just fine. I know there are people still on the older systems that will want to play, and that'll give you guys the option of adding it in, trying it out. If not, remove the folder and all the stuff will disappear. All the extra not needed but visual additions to the map. Here's the soy milk factory I'm driving around right now in full operation. And we've got, I'll go over in here. Actually, it's shut down because we don't have soybean right now. But we do have a pallet. I picked up a couple pallets for the warehouse so I could show you guys how the warehouse is going to look when we go back up there. But there's some soy milk on a pallet, ready to be delivered, picked up, sold, whatever you want. I'm going to drive around the upside of the thing to see if I forgot anything as well. Down this way over this wood bridge, because we just added so much in. This whole area, the whole river area down here is all new. Added a lot of decorative trees around the map. Some of them are floating, have to be fixed. I just noticed that today. Floating trees. Might have separate packs if we can pull it off. Like you mentioned, need street roads and street names. If we're gonna look into that, that's something that I really want to do. I want to be able to have a pack with fences for people that want to be using the roads more. And if we can, and we can run multiple add-ons, then you guys will be able to choose which add-ons you want in the map. If you want to play with fences, you drop the fences in, and we'll put some fences all around to make you guys have to use the roads more in certain areas. If you don't, you leave it out. We'll have a decorative pack with objects to put in the map, which adds stuff to the different sites around, just visual stuff, wrecked cars or whatever we find that take up too much resources for many of the lower end computers, but will work fine for several of you guys out there that have good PCs. And you'll just be able to mix and match. The additional trees played heck on lag system for PV50. New system now though. Yeah, added trees. They do. Trees, bales, things on map. It's one of the things when you have a 4X map that do cause issues if you want to use a lot of it. That's we try to find ways so you can use as much of it as possible, but we also try to find ways that keep them in check. Like, I know people like to Bale, that's why we added Bale sell points at the farmer's market to sell over time, to take them off the map immediately. I've responded in the forums, people are asking about a Bale storage that would be cool if we could figure it out, where you could put the bales in, they're off the map, you pull up a vehicle, and it restores them as bales. But any good modders out there that can figure out how to do that? I can't. There's a version of the UPK kit, and actually I think it's in this version, but it's bugged, where you can use a baler to create bales from a trigger. So yeah, that is a possibility. If I created the trigger, maybe we'll give it a test, but the problem was getting the right bale type back out. It always, you put straw in, it gave you a grass bale. I was having issues. I'll try it again in this map. It didn't work in the last one. But basically you would be able to pull a baler into this trigger that has the product stored, and as the baler's in there and turned on, it just starts shooting bales back out, which you could pick up with a trailer. So we might be able to work something with that in, if it's not bugged still. Most likely it is, so don't get your hopes up, but I'll take another look at it. So the bales that we have up here at the farmer's market, which is not complete, there's more room for adding some of the new products that we're going to be adding in. And there's bales stacked up. They're visual, but they're not on the map anymore, so they don't use the resources. They're just objects that appear when they're just like any factory that's built. They're bales, but they're built into the map visuals to show that you dropped bales off there. It's actually stored wheat, and then it sells it over time. So that's that pile right there.
Oh, when I dropped those off the other day, I thought I was really stacking them high.
No, actually, that's every bale that you dump in there actually makes a bale appear there. You can actually overload the trigger, which
Okay.
let's see, F1 menu. Oops, wrong menu. Yeah. So we have 120 bales. I don't think it shows 120. Oh, it may show, but I'm not going to count them. You can actually overload, so you have more bales that are actually visibly shown, but it shows you quite a few. That's what a stack looks like when it's full. Much easier to pull the bales in on this map, isn't it? Than driving around the turns.
Yeah, that's better. It's you go straight in, straight out. There is 16 times 5 plus 6, so what's that? 80.
86? 80? You do the math. A lot. We have a whole new area over here to still decorate. Let's go back over this way. We gotta go to the warehouse before it gets too dark and people can't see. We could always fast forward time, but then, you know, then Dan just has to plant more stuff. I'm lagging a little bit. Which happens. So many people on the... Is somebody dumping something, or is it just my MS?
No, it's mine did the same thing right when you spoke yours too.
It's the internet and it's a server. The ARC update's probably going on the... No, that's not coming today. One of the things you requested as well, you guys can now take your boards from Cogent with the box truck and dump them into this storage facility as well. And we added that in. I should take a look at the Trello board and see if I missed any of the other new additions that we put in. A lot of the week was just finishing up that, or the last 2 weeks was getting that darn boat to work the way we wanted. Getting all the little pieces, redoing stuff. You dropped a tree into the sawmill. Well, that could have been it. You never know. MS just spiked, but it's down. It's still a little skippy for me here and there, but... Putting the new grass texture in, we had so much boring stuff. Like creating fences is going to be that, you know, it's just hours upon hours. I've spent like at least 3 16-hour days on this map this week, and then I take a break and then get
Scott,
up.
you on my stream? I'm upside down. I can't. I'm a turtle.
Well, Turtle, I'm going to show them how they have to reset a boat if it gets stuck. But I can wait for you. Where are you?
I'm on my roof. I ran over the wood chip storage thing, and because I was looking at something else, and I ran up and I just kind of toppled over and didn't have enough momentum to get back on the wheels. So I'm right by the sawmill.
There's a
The
version
one
of the
to
placeable heap
south.
you can make bales from. And is that the same thing? You just pull up? Yeah, it's kind of... But you pile the straw and you make bales from it. It's not really... Does it take bales? The placeable heap mod? I mean, yeah, it's... Because if it does... We might be able to work something with it. So where you have visual...
VIPER278 moved to farming channel.
Change the visuals of it. KKS031164, thank you for the $10 donation. That is awesome.
VIPER278 entered channel.
I'm trying to ram you. Because we got to do a boat reset. There you go. Are you on your wheels yet?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right. We're going to do a boat reset, even though I think I could push your boat out, but it's going to be a necessary thing for these people. Because, you know what? If your boat gets stuck, you're going to end up with it on your farm if you don't know what to do. And we'll do, again, we got several weeks, hopefully not too many, but of lots of changes and stuff. Anything we show you is subject to change without notice. Usually for the better. But currently, the boats go in the water. I might have to buy another boat. Whoa! The posts denote what field area you're buying. If you saw those posts, they're going to change to an orange post, more of a landscaping strip. Viper's rolling over again in his bug.
I was jumping the Snake Canyon again.
Yeah. And if you have to reset a boat, we need to have a way for you to get it back in the water rather than having to sell it because they're going to be expensive. So that's what we got to show you what will be done, but we'll do a tutorial series right before release again of everything that we can possibly think of when things are all finalized. Got to remember, in development, we may run into issues. When we bring you stuff, we're pretty confident that it is working well enough to release and be a good thing. We're not having major issues and they'll get fixed. Let's see, let me jump in a farm vehicle. It's a very simple process. We're going to need more than one farm vehicle. But it's the only process we have available. Because without you having to reset your vehicles, people like to reset stuff on their farm. So we do have a reset point, it's still on the farm. Basically, what you have to do to reset a boat is make sure that first reset point is completely blocked. So I'll show you where that is. If you bring vehicles from the edge of anywhere close to the edge of the fertilizer master in the middle of this road, that's where your reset point is. And it won't take, you can do this actually with the default starting vehicles and their implements as well. So you could do it right off the start of the map. You have enough length to cover the whole area. If you park them like we are in a line, I'll only need a couple of these long trailers. By the time you have boats, you'll probably have just as much equipment as we have, so it's not going to be an issue. But just line them up right here. And I'll grab one more. Should be enough. And it doesn't happen often that you have to reset the boats, so I know this is a little bit of a process, but it's what works. There you go. We're done. To the edge of the gas tank. So basically from the edge of the fertilizer tank down. Now I'm getting the jerky walking motion. Edge of the Fert Master to the back side of the gas tank. Right here is the reset spawn area for new vehicles when they're reset. Now with those there, if we go into our reset vehicle menu and find Viper's boat wherever it is, I don't even have the waterways drawn on this all over the place, so where do we leave your boat? Maybe you can find it before me. We're down here, that's right. That is Viper's boat right there. Reset vehicle tool. If we're lucky, we don't have a boat up here, which we don't. And shift tab to go back. Voila, your boat's back in the water. Now you can move your vehicles around. And that is how the boat reset system works. If that area is blocked, you will reset your vehicles down here at the vehicle shop instead. So if you're buying a lot of vehicles and they're not all appearing at your farm when you reset them, they're down here at the vehicle shop in slot number 2. So it's pretty easy. Easy way to get your boats back in the water. Put that back up in group. Although, as long as as long as you don't have a Cat 773 on your boat, if you do, like we had the go-kart the other day, oops, excuse me, it'll end up in the water. Let's go back up to, ooh, somebody's driving something.
Dan's in the truck.
Clear out our respawn area, so if anybody wants to reset anything back up to the farm. Yeah, Vipers VW. He loves that thing. So boats will be coming, and they're very useful. For those of you who did I miss anything? I should probably check the Trello board and see if there's anything up there that I might have missed. I do so many things in the last couple of weeks, I can't remember. Oh, we want to go to the warehouse, which does need some work still yet. But seeing as I have a box truck, Viper, you mentioned the course players last week. Gonna have issues with the triggers. Well,
Not anymore.
we moved them for you. So anybody that plays course play wants to load up at the warehouse, you will be able to do that with the new triggers. The triggers have to be separated in 2 spots. It can be used, but as one, they're 2 different systems that they're running on. One's on the UPK, the other is on Marhu's silos. So they're overlapping. I thought I could get away with putting them on top, but you constantly get, this can't be dumped here unless you hit them just right. So we're going to remove those triggers, separate them. We'll put one back on the back side somewhere, maybe even inside with the grain area. Oh wait, the grain you pick up here. The dump off area we can put for grain inside, next to the silos. But they're here right now for dumping. One of them's going to move. I'm thinking maybe we can put it right inside here and make it interesting for you guys to drive. But that might be cruel. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can drive in here with a pretty good sized train in the warehouse. I'm going to drive over here and show you guys some products. We don't have a lot in here. Every product in the warehouse, these hold 1 million of the palleted products back here. So you can see it's lining up. We have our whiskey from our whiskey plant. And I have a silk soy milk pallet right here. I got to put the visual triggers back into the warehouse. They are outside. We moved them around because of... Actually, I'm not getting them at all. It could be because of all the people. Every door is operational. Oh, I'm not getting them at all because your F1 menu's not on. So the visual display inside the warehouse I moved because we thought it was interfering with the door trigger, but it wasn't. It was something else. So you have to step outside to see what you have. But I'll get a trigger inside as well so you can see the products. When we only have 50,000 soy milk, 75,000 whiskey, and lots to go. And a pallet shows up for every 50,000. It will line pallets up in these delivery zones all the way back to the edges of the white lines here. So you know where
That's cool.
So you know where not to park your vehicles when you're in the warehouse? Yeah, it's going to be cool, especially if you stock up in the warehouse. You can walk through these doors. I was thinking about removing those, but they're not the prettiest things in the world. Each of your grain silos has a meter on it and a digital counter. Carrots. we actually have one that has some in it. 381,000 cotton ready to go, and it's a percentage of the whole fill value. These hold 5 million. So it's a very little percentage. You can see the red lines going up on the fill level indicator, and a silhouette of the cotton as well. I'm going to try to utilize these triggers on the boat docks. But the problem is the digital display part wouldn't be able to be utilized because it's different products. So I'd have to, so I don't know if it's going to work. But it does have a shut off and on trigger. And on the other side we have all the other products. So we've got some wheat and some barley, a little bit of corn. Oh yeah, there's some product down here at the warehouse. And sorghum, he's stocking up. The hemp silo.
Yeah, the only thing not in the silos is beets and potatoes.
We need to pull the soybean down to the soybean factory, and we'll utilize some of these and get those factories going. But we wanted to show you guys how those digital displays work. I can zoom in on them real close, give you a better idea for those of you. Let me see if I can center it so you're not seeing my overlay. But that's your display. Just tells you a little meter on the side when it's in percentages, and the level indicator gives you the amount and a little picture of whatever's in there, which there's one for each product in the warehouse. 14 bays on the front of the warehouse. 11 I think are being used right now, reserving the last few for future product possibilities. If we don't need them, then we can obviously put stuff like steel or wood chips or other stuff that well, we wouldn't need wood chips, but you get the idea. We could put steel down. Steel, drywall are two main ones. If we don't need the bays for other things. Let's see, over here we have a few more. Soy milk, whiskey, bread, soup. I didn't really show you guys too much of this last time.
Because we didn't even have anything in there yet, that's probably why.
A little garage for you to park your truck in. Did anybody know this was here?
Nope.
You can park a truck in the garage. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't know it was there till just now either. The things you find out, it's quite funny. What do these silos do, and why do they have temperature controls? Def Gamer wants to know. Let me see if I can respond to him.
Preserve the grains.
Yeah.
Also ripens the fruits. Or holds the fruits till needed ripen.
Just a visual thing. There you go. I sent him a message. And, alright, so you basically have to back up to the door you want the product when you want to offload it. And we have 1, 2, 3, what is it, 3 more bays available? That we can put products into. So if we don't need them, one's reserved for will be drywall, the other one's steel, and who knows what else. We'll probably need them though. I'm just guessing. We haven't done the animals. We could do packaged meats, all you know. Well, I don't know, because we're gonna have 8. Oh, we gotta go over there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the soy milk. Anybody want money? Actually, let's pick up some whiskey with that box truck. And we can show it offloading and we'll make a little extra money. Let me get out of here. You cannot pick up from the inside of the factory, by the way, or the warehouse. You need to be outside. Yeah, maybe I'll just sell the soy milk, because we got the graphics back on the truck for soy milk. Good luck finding your way out of the warehouse with all these silos. I'm in a bad place. Doors are non-collisionable. You can get out right where you came back in. And of course, only skilled drivers should try driving in the warehouse, and I'm not one of them. All right. The grains get picked up on the other side there, right where that silo is. If we needed to fill up with grain, we just drive up underneath here. And no, I did not fix that other gate. You could actually drive through it on the way out, but we'll get to that. It's a one-way system. Keep traffic. We had to remove the digital scales. And if you guys didn't notice that, we had the nice scales that were in that kept track of the product. And they caused several issues on server sync-up problems, causing crashes that there are no way around the way they're currently designed for FS15. So it's one of those things that after we got it in, we tested it out for a little while, we found out was the source of some crashes and they had to go. Where am I going? I'm going to pick up the soybean and soy milk, and I just drove out of the factory. So let me go back. But we can show you how nice those bridges work. Aren't they cool? Over to... where are we? Beer, snacks, Pepsi, vodka. Oh, you know what? Do I even have soy milk in sell points yet? It's possible I don't. It's been so long I've been working on this thing. Let's check the store. Might have to go with whiskey. Oh, we could always dump it right back in the factory. Let's see if we have soy milk at... oh yeah, freight yard is 4,329. We are on a normal mode now, so our prices are a lot higher than you guys are used to seeing. So the freight yard, where's the freight yard? Which one's the freight yard?
Freight yards by field north of 45.
North of 45, alright. So you got our silk truck graphics. You just got to back into loading dock. Loading up a train is going to be... we're going to work on another vehicle, hopefully, for doing this stuff too, but for now...
Actually, it is marked on your map, freight yard.
Cool. For now... it's probably not in the right place, though. I don't think I put it in the right place.
Yeah, I think it is.
We need to back in. And like I said, one pallet shows every time it hits 50,000. So, it disappeared. Let's hit the road to the freight yard, which is on the map, he says. If it's actually indicated by the icon, I'd be amazed. Because that, I don't... oh yeah, those are the... yeah,
they should be, because those are
you're
sub
right,
points.
they're
They should
linked.
automatically...
Yeah, they're
yeah.
linked. You are right. Alright, let's see if we can find our way over there. Sell points. As you can see, I don't play this game, I just build it. Sometimes my mind gets lost in what I'm working on rather than learning how to play. Yeah, you have to switch the trailers around if you're using this. It's pretty cool. Give you and it's available from the start. You don't have to build it. So one of the things that I was also discussing as well with these guys is we play maps that, and I don't know how you guys do it, but it seems like we've gotten into a mode where we play it and we finish it. But we do that because we want to work on another one usually. Whereas I think it'd be kind of nice for a change to just play a map even when it's finished, just to play it. You know, there's a lot to do here, but after you get all that work done and everything's operational and you got the fairgrounds running, do you really want to call it finished? I don't know. I'd like to keep playing myself. So we'll see. So your meats, your wholesale jobbers, C&M Meat Company, you will be dropping off in the trigger box that will be somewhere around here. I don't know if I could put it in the front. Yeah, I guess I could put it right in front of this bay, probably in that box there. And it will convert your meats eventually into these. We don't have the workings yet, but you'll get ground beef, pepperoni, steaks, sausage, pork, sausage, bacon, steak, ham, and chicken fillets, which will be delivered to your supermarkets as individual products, as well as some of your restaurants and all that fun stuff. So that's a whole big system that we'll be working on very soon. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the animals next or the greenhouse system, but one of those once we get all this other stuff nailed down.
Freight yard's behind you.
Yep. We'll be working on finishing that up. Here's the freight yard. More money for Dan to buy his other harvester. And we can send the train on this one too. Oh wait.
Oh, you finally put the bonus for
Well, the
finished
bonus,
products?
I don't know. I'm going to find out if there's a bonus. There is bonus for certain products, and we'll get the signs back in as well. Can't be PV Rivers without bacon. That's right. Everybody loves their bacon.
That's what I had for dinner tonight.
Dinner? What's dinner? I didn't eat. I literally skipped dinner tonight because I was busy trying to get some last minute things done and taking a nap. But I'll get dinner before I go to bed. Meat toppings for pizza? Very possibly. When I get to ideas like that, when I say I'm going to work on the animal system, it means everything from the barns to what products go where, how it can be utilized to make it as simple as possible, but yet as different. You know, we don't want to have you, how do I explain it? We have a system at the pizza factory right now, and to add 7 more toppings to pizzas just to make the original pizza makes it so it doesn't, it's just adding more work for you guys. There has to be a purpose. So when I take a look at the pizza, I'd love to have sausage and pepperoni pizza toppings delivered there, and they will be delivered there. The question is, how will they be utilized? Will we increase production on the pizza factory for each one? Is a very good possibility, where you drop off pepperoni and you're making more pizzas because you're making pizza, but they'll still have to be carried as pizzas because you don't want to have 3 different kinds of pizzas on the map either, which wouldn't be necessary. But we'll be looking at things like that as well. So if you bring pepperoni over, you're producing twice as much pizza as you currently are. You bring over sausage, or 50% more. We'll work that out, all the numbers out. But that's more than likely what those things will be used to, along with additional items at the supermarkets. One thing I want to get away from that currently is the system is having to fill up the entire supermarket to get it going. The ones that are there will still operate that way. But with some of the new items and some of the new sell places, they'll be more like the coffee at the Dunkin' Donuts. You know, you bring pizza over to Applebee's or wherever. I don't know where we'll have it because Applebee's doesn't have pizza. But wherever we bring pizza to, maybe the fairgrounds, a little pizza, or not fairgrounds, the farmer's market can sell pizza, a little pizza stand or something like that, where you could just drop off extra pizza over there and it'll sell the individuals over time rather than having to add them all into the supermarket. So we'll be looking at things like that from top down, with starting with the animals and how they produce and what they're going to do, all the way to where the products go. Those are ideas for parts of the... Anybody wants to see some of the ideas I have? And again, they're ideas. When I talk about our ideas, just go to the Trello board. I have a list of ideas that we've put up there for the animal system. The funny thing about ideas are you don't know what's going to work till you try it, and a lot of that hopefully will make it. Maybe all of it will, but maybe none of it. You never know until you get in there. I'm sure we'll get some of those things implemented on the animals. It's just some of those things that you never know if it's going to be feasible till after you try. I almost panicked with this boat system because we had already designed the map when we found a reasonable boat, and I didn't have bridges, and then every drawbridge I was trying would not work on servers. They would not be visible for the people. They work sort of like the trains do, but it's not good when you see a bridge there and all of a sudden you drive and it's not. Or vice versa. It would not work very well. So we had to develop a whole new bridge system. And yeah, things have their setbacks, and sometimes they take... It depends how really badly I want to get them in here, how much time I'm going to put in on it. And the boat thing was one of those things that took several days of re-landscaping and several boat tweaking and error fixing and adding cargo capacity and testing more till we got it to where it works. But our Trello board is linked through our... Did we put a link to Trello? Did I put one on the bottom of the stream? I can't even see the stream right now. You can watch what we're doing. At times, it seems like I might not be doing anything because they're huge jobs. Like the day I was... But I can guarantee you I'm putting an average of 10 hours a day on this thing to get it done. And the other 6 hours a day I'm putting into rest time and playing other games. This is usually my break time. Usually Friday, I've got the pieces in and everything's working good. We find some errors. I usually don't do much map making on Saturday. I'll do something else for a little bit. And then we'll be back on Sunday with starting up some of the new ideas and finishing up some of the ones that are already there. I'm going to go down. What time do lights turn on? Do you know? Anybody?
Probably 2000.
20, so it's another hour away. I don't think we're going to make it. Maybe we'll catch that. No link on the stream page. I'll have to get a Trello link, but if you click on the link to our forums on the top of the forums, there is a link to the Trello page on there now. It's our in development page. It shows what we're working on, when we're working on, future ideas, things that'll be coming along. You never know. But lots more planned. I feel at this point I a system has come together to get what we want finished. A lot of the time-consuming menial work, like putting every single piece of the sidewalk here in roads, is about 1 box truck long. Every sidewalk piece is 2 pieces, and a road piece, yeah, it's about not even a box truck long, about a half a box truck long is the sidewalk pieces. And when I say each of this sidewalk has a left edge and the center connected to the right edge, and they had to be built all the way around. That was literally probably about 30 hours of placing sidewalk alone around, and that's why some of the edges don't have them. It was just maybe someday, but I kind of finished up where I thought it was definitely needed, especially on the inside streets. But yeah, there's a lot of sidewalk around here. Any other questions out there? I can throw answers out. I think we've seen everything that we did, except for the lights coming on. We reset our boat. Anybody didn't see the boat system again, I will go back and show you a little bit of that. But the area down here has come together quite a bit. By the way, Wolfie, loved your recap of everything we discussed last week. That was pretty cool. Now I've kind of got a place to remember what I said. Had to be still just so I don't forget anything. But it's kind of looking like a little town down here. And oh yeah, we were mentioning the Pepsi machine sell points. There is one out on the port. Did you steal my truck?
Yeah, somebody took my bug.
Oh, well now I gotta walk.
I thought you could ride the truck.
No, I can't ride the truck. Well, if you go that slow, I'm riding it back.
Hop in, Dave. I'll take you for a ride.
Hey, we need a passenger script in the pickup truck, please. Big Daddy, you out there? Where's Big Daddy?
Bowling.
I know he's bowling, but it's only 11. He should be home by now. The drinking probably took over after bowling.
The boat's back at the dock there if you'd want to go there.
What is? Oh, that
You
truck?
mentioned the boat. Yeah, it's back.
Oh, I was
back
doing
at the dock.
I was doing the box truck, wasn't I? That's right. I don't think there's going to be teleports at this point, like in PV15. The main purpose for the teleports was to get you to the factories quick so you could see what was there, and that's why the camera system is in. It could be put in, but we haven't found it as necessary this time. If you want to see what's in your factories, we'll work on the cameras a little more. By the way, good point. You can't be in a vehicle to hit the Control MF to bring up the camera system. But you can, right from wherever you are, check and see what's going on the farms. So, and what's stocked up. We got wood chips. We've got paper. We've got fuel. Steel. So there won't be a necessity to have to go there to check things like the control room was, and also we wouldn't be able to put it in the speedway because we shrunk the size of the speedway. Gas stations are completely fixed. Good question. I think we covered it last week. But we redid the gas stations for this map so people won't have the gas station issue that we had in Pleasant Valley version 2. And
what was the cause for that? That was the Bible objects, maybe?
Nope, it was a script that was created by Blackie for 2013. It just didn't like to be converted to 15 very well. So it caused issues for some people. Never caused issues for us. But yeah, we could get the cheat fix where you could just go up to them and... But the downside is they were cool. They had digital displays on the tanks that showed how much gas was in there and how much was pumped out. The truth of the matter is, for the errors Let me see if I can get to the gas station using the back alley here. They did not work for some people, and I don't want that in there. So they're UPK gas stations now, which means if you look on the left side, you'll see there is no fuel. This is the only one we didn't fill up, which is just fine. We got to get gas down to the waterfront now. But they are now, and I'll take a walk around, show you what the triggers do. You would dump your gas now at the gas drop-off spot. You just pull your gas tanker over here. You don't get the digital displays on the tanks at the Shell station, but you do get the pop-up in the left menu when you're in your vehicle. It doesn't show when you're on foot, or it's not showing because Viper's in the same trigger. I don't know. I probably just set for vehicles only. And we have also at the Shell gas station, there is a trigger box on this side because the gas stations now hold additional products. Rather than the Beverage Mart, both gas stations have Pepsi, vodka, whiskey, snacks, and beer that you can drop off at your Shell stations. So if you get them both running, you get a bonus because you'll have two of them running. If you get one running, then you get one running. But they also have the drop-off for the Pepsi machines up front, which will go right in that little thingy right there, like in the last map. And the other drop points I really want for the Pepsi machines, there's down by the Speedway. We have 3, I think, out in front of the Speedway this time. There's none going to be at the fairgrounds because that confused people, having them there when the fair wasn't running and all that stuff. So we're leaving them out of the fairgrounds this time. They're not required. We do have them over here along the Speedway entrance, right there, one in front of each place. So you got one there. Make it easy for you to fill them up rather than going inside because you can't anymore. One right there. In a Pepsi drop-off spot right here. And that was actually just put in the other day after I finished up. And the port. The port has one. You get to the port by going down the rest of this street. Again, we have the crane for offloading wood pallet sales if you want to use it. It is just a visual crane. It looks cool if you have the pallet truck trailer. It can be, the visuals can be triggered, but no money. One day we'll get the visual of a real trailer here. But if you're to pull in, watch me get stuck with this truck. Pull in right here, and that's why it's so tight, is it lines you up with the crane. And you will be able to see if there was wood pallets on here, and it was a flatbed pallet hauler, it would grab them. It would then make them disappear off your truck because it sold them, and stack them on the boat. Kind of a neat thing. And it resets when I leave, so you'll have the empty spots. And it will move to wherever there's pallets on your thing. It's kind of cool. We'll have to show you that when we get some boards down here that we can sell and not use in all the factories. But so that is the craney thing. If you missed that last week, the craney thing. Like my technical terms. Over here at the port, you have in the back corner here, somewhere for those big boat drivers, you've got a place for dropping off Pepsi right there, right behind me. Little Pepsi machine out on the pier. 2 sell points at the seaport. The back one is going to be all your palleted goods. If you get a sell trigger for seaport number 2, it's palleted goods. That goes in the back. All the grains, because again, we have a cargo container set back here, so it only made sense to put the palleted goods back here. And on the front side, it has a barge that holds grains and stuff. So those your straight up grains, ones that you probably won't be using too much because you'll always be making goods. But if you get a high demand, great demand on one of the grains, you would sell it off. On this side of the port in that box. Interestingly enough, good question about the gas pumps there from XLRCX Unsparring. The gas pumps are able to be filled, and the trigger you can pull up to any gas pump and it will take from the same gas supply. It's not individual, but the trigger, because it's a UPK trigger now and doesn't have the digital display, and if I can get to the other gas station and find a bridge here up this way, go across the middle bridge, you will be able to pull up to any pump at the gas stations. There's only 2. There are gas tanks at all the farms. All those triggers have been replaced as well. All the farms. All the farm. The farm, the gravel pit, the wood cogent area, the BGA. Am I missing something? Oh yeah, because we're using a new trigger system, there is a fill-up spot right at the Shell station as well. We showed you that last week. If you weren't here, we can give you another look at that. Right now I'm going to head across town. This is all land that, there's so much on this map and so much land, some of you aren't even going to need to use it. That's why the way we've been playing, we have enough to keep up with just the 29 fields up above. So you'll probably be putting greenhouses and building yourself little nice homesteads or whatever down here when we give you some tools to plow out and drop in some slabs and stuff to create stuff. That'll be kind of cool, because there's a lot of area. But the other gas station's all the way across town here. Yes, one at the quarry. Yep, we have a gas pump at the quarry. So there's only a couple stations, one down in the main town and one over here on the edge, out in the middle of nowhere land, which you can fill up with and you can pull into any pump. You'll get the same trigger no matter which one you go to. We'll see if I go in the middle. We have fuel fill trigger. If I go, the only difference, like I said, is you get the fuel fill trigger anywhere here. You don't get the digital displays. You get the fuel up in your F1 menu like I have it there. Says 8,931 fuel. And if I get in the trigger again, in front of the pump, I'll fill up this thing because we're running low. With the R key, just like before. I wonder if you can use the trigger at the same time. You probably can.
I'm filling.
Yep.
I'm filling.
So multiple vehicles can fill up at the same time now. Kind of cool. Another nice thing that you couldn't really... I imagine you could do it on the other one. But it's much easier when you have 3 lanes. That truck was getting empty. No release date yet.
You dropped your trailer.
Are we going to give a way for you to remove tall grass for putting your stuff in here? Interestingly enough, if you watched the first week when we discovered we had the problem where the weeds could not be removed by the plow and all that fun stuff, then yeah, we had an issue. Well, all those weeds are now gone. Any weeds that are remaining, the tall grass. Whoops, let me pick up my trailer. Which end did I drop? I can't back up. You know what? It dropped it and it didn't hook it back up because I'm in the fill trigger. Back up, there we go. So anyway, as I was saying, any of those that are still left on the map are completely plowable, out of the way. And it is my job in the next few weeks to figure out a way to make it so that you can build your... You could plow roads and use the plowed texture, but I want to be able to have you do that and then place... So many of the new placeable items will have... Excuse me, I gotta take a drink, I'm losing my voice again. Many of the new placeable items will have good solid foundations, so they will cover up the plowed area, as well as some road segments, hopefully, to link up to the roads. I wanted to make roads that are pavable. At this point, it doesn't look very good, and it doesn't work as well as I had hoped. So we might have to go with a few placeable links. You might want to keep your roads, but when we get to that point, we'll show you how to set them up. We'll make it as easy as possible, as we always do. Try to, anyway. And yeah, that's going to be a fun challenge that's coming up in the but we will definitely have it. Right now, any of the weeds... Wow, lag spike there. Are you doing trees again there, Scott? Trying to nail down what causes those little spikes. Could be trees. Also remember, we're getting lag every now and then on this map. I did one quick cleanup
Jeff connected.
pass on the map. I did not do a full cleanup, which means our file size is still overbloated with junk and large textures that don't need to be large. So we haven't done all the performance passes yet on the map, and they will need to be done again whenever. It just makes more sense to do a bigger one at the end when everything's done, rather than keep having... And there are
Jeff
several
entered
textures
channel.
around the map that are used in different places that will be eventually combined into one, that type of thing. I noticed several of the new buildings we have are using the same textures, so relinking that stuff takes a lot of time. That's the final phase, though. Once that's done, the map should run a lot better. The pavers don't work. We tried the paver 2013. The problem with pouring concrete slabs is they would have to be where I tell you to put them. So therefore, the buildables... Actually, a lot of our placeables will have to be built. And they will have a concrete slab underneath them, yes. But they will be coming with the placeable objects when they get in. How you doing, Big Daddy?
Good. How you guys doing?
Ah, pretty good. Answering a few questions out there.
Sweet, sweet.
Trying to think. We mentioned you. We got to get on you on something. Were you listening? No.
I was trying to listen and drive on the way home.
That's
I did hear you. No. But I had you on Bluetooth speaker, so I was in a Waze car, and I did hear passenger script in the Chevy truck. I heard you.
That would be cool.
That's no problem.
Yeah, passenger script in the Chevy truck. See, he was listening, guys. He's on the ball. So,
On and off.
So with the addition of the fuel trigger being built into the UPK, this fuel tank right here at the Shell station is where you can fill your vehicles directly, although I'm already full, so it's not going to really do much. Right in the back, you can get fuel directly out of the... And thanks for the follow, ASA Gaming 1. I love these names that you gotta you really gotta look at them first before you pronounce them. Some of them for a long time. Asa. Maybe it's Asa Gaming. Anybody else has any more questions? I think we did a pretty good tour around the map. I found a few new issues that I gotta fix, but other than that, we're doing really good. You want to launch me up in the air? I'll drive a boat underneath. I'm gonna go back to the boat real quick, because that is the main theme of this last 2 weeks of working. The boats are in and working well. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Jeff, but one of the things I noticed the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was the cause, but I'm not 100% positive. It hasn't happened since that boat lockup we had.
Okay.
Was drive controls were turned on. The shift 4, 5, 6, you can't use them on the boat. I already know that causes issues, and it might have caused that lockup as well.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how they got on, if you turned them on or not, but you might have even turned them on because we were stuck. But yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Either way, with them off, I haven't had any problems yet. Other than I dumped the conveyor in the water because I'm not very familiar with how to use those.
Oh, gotcha.
We tried to load the boat from the conveyor, and I gave up on that after a while. The silos are there. It's kind of tight down there right now with that. I'm going to go over and show you guys as I hit the walls. I'm taking a little tour in the boat. It'd be really cool if I could push this till the last half hour, right up till the lights on the lighthouse and the whole town is lit up, because it starts looking cool. Someone asked about a little while back about the lights in the tunnels at the quarry. And I'm going to have to pass on that. Number one, lights are a resource hog, no matter how you put it. And it's a visual thing. The quarry walls have enough problems as they are. The floors, there's going to be stuff in there, but for some people, having a light that actually reflects light and just didn't look like a little light that doesn't actually reflect, we'd have to use something similar to the lights that we used on the runways, which don't actually reflect light. They just show that it's lit up, just like your tail lights on your vehicle. And therefore, because people wouldn't be able to drive in there if we put lights in there. It's just all the way around it. Not gonna happen. Otherwise, they'd be decorative lights. We will have decorations coming in the decorative pack when it gets there. I suppose you could make a light pack, but we got enough to do right now.
I have an idea too to help out people when we need to reset the boat. Is it possible to put a placeable slab in that area? Like you buy it for $0 or $1, and you place it in the reset area, so that way it automatically does it. That way you don't have to worry about a couple vehicles.
I'm pretty sure that a placeable object in the path does not stop a spawn in. Oh no,
Ooh.
you can't put a placeable object in a vehicle spawn point.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, Viper's backing out or coming out of the other direction. Hey, Viper. So
Hello.
yeah, not possible. But we gave a demo. It's pretty easy. And it doesn't happen that often. I'm sure with 2 boats now, I could have pushed Viper from where he was stuck. You know, he got caught on one of the corners. But the thing is, we wanted to demo how to do it, and we will do it again, because it will be an issue if you get stuck and you only have 1 boat and you're Viper. I'm cruel.
Well, here's another idea. Could we put down maybe a marker, like a rectangle where the reset area is,
I
so we
could
know
put
where
a
to put
line.
the vehicle?
I could put like lines on each end. Very
Just
simply.
like a dump trigger area. Yeah, yellow and black. Just mark out the area somehow.
I can mark the area. It is pretty simple though. But yeah, we can definitely mark the area.
Just trying to be proactive to the questions.
It can be, yeah. And with me, it's always been an issue of, and I understand it's tough on a new map, but the unnatural looking. Why would a line be there if we had no reset point? You know, there wouldn't be one there. So I don't want to. I mean, things have to. I guess a line here or there are fine. But when you get into visuals of boxes that don't necessarily have to be there, I'm trying to make things common sense. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Whereas, like, if you come down to the boating area now, which I did last night, when you come down to the drop-off spot and we'll have a lot of, just in the gravel pit, there's docks now. You pull up to the 2 docks in front of the silos, you know that's where you're going to be loading. You don't need to have a yellow box on the water. There's, you know what I mean? It wouldn't make sense to put a yellow box floating on the water, but we need to. I could have marked the shoreline, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. For a lot of people, it won't be, but I know how that goes. But if you see a dock in front of a silo, or a silo on the shoreline, you pull up next to it, and you should get your trigger.
Right. Maybe just even it's visual, like if you line up the edge of the Furtmaster with the edge of the overhang, the open shed, and then have like a little maybe just a marker on the other end, like if it lines up with an upright.
Oh yeah,
and maybe the Seamaster.
Yep. We'll figure something out there. That
you
is
can make
an
it
issue.
like a pedestrian crosswalk.
Well, it's kind of. You can even change just the texture. There's 2 textures up there. There's the paver for the road, but we can just draw lines of like a crosswalk, asphalt crosswalk on each end, and close in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even do like a crack in the road, just a little something.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, something like that. We'll figure something out. Well, we're just driving around the water now. I don't have anything to pick. Well, I could pick up, but then I gotta go load the boat up. I guess I'll go back toward the gravel pit. We don't have any crops to show them yet that can go on the boat, or delivery spots for them. Actually, how's our water supply? It's probably pretty full because we loaded that up the other day.
Grab some canola and drop it in the canola mill.
Yeah. Oh, you got canola? Big Daddy, you want to bring over... Are you on the server, Big Daddy? No.
I am not, man. I'm not.
All right. Because I'm not good with conveyors.
Give me a sec. Let me see if I have the latest files.
Oh, yeah. It's another map update today. I will... he's got canola. We don't have a fill trigger at the warehouse yet, but we can pull up and dump the canola, and I'll probably get the boat stuck trying to get close to shore, because I do those things. And a lot of these things, like I do notice I hit a bump in the water, I gotta just find those areas and smooth them out a little bit better. I kind of dumped the one thing into the water. And I haven't even tested this, but we do have to test all the triggers, so canola mill, that'd be kind of fun. Hopefully the conveyor can reach that gap. I don't know.
I got sunflowers, I got canola, I got marijuana, baby.
Marijuana,
Yeah.
maybe?
I got some Mary Jane, I got some wheat, barley, all that good stuff.
Hey, Viper.
Yeah.
You have... Oh, you're in a boat. No problem. I gotta find that pickup truck you're driving. There it is. You shut yours off. I've reset the... Oh, it's up top. That's right. I reset the thing. The conveyor. I don't know if you guys remember, it's been a while, but we still have the whole area that's flooded fields for the cranberry and rice in the middle. You'll have to watch my older videos to see that, because we haven't covered that at all. If you guys are new here, there's a place to drop gravel and flood fields. Catch them all out on the YouTube channel. You can watch past broadcasts. This will be up there as well. Dan's got my hookup. Will the refill animations work properly for the non-standard grains and fruits on this map? Depends on where you are and what you're talking about. The new trigger, silo trigger, does have animations, but again, it's all subject to the warehouse. The grains show properly. They show coming out of there. That works well. These placeable silos, there is no way to get an animation on them yet, unfortunately. The UPK doesn't do an animation. I'm trying to find an animation. Whoa. Oh, you know what? The lights are on. That's always a lag issue when I'm flying in. I'm trying to find an animation that will work on the switcher as well. But we'll see what happens. It will have to be a static one on the types of silos we're using. Unfortunately, it won't be changing based on the crop types, but we'll see what we can do. It's obviously something I definitely would love to have and would be here already if I could figure out how to do it. Because it adds to the realism. But function over frills. I guess my motto. Do we make it function the way we want it to, or make it look pretty? And I usually am the type of person that goes against the grain. I guess a lot of people make their maps so they look really pretty, but they don't function very well. Some of them look,
So,
you know what I mean?
yeah, it's kind of like having a high school prom date. You're either going to have one that looks good as a Barbie doll, or one you know you're going to get some action into the night. I'll take the one that had action into the night. It's after 11. I checked.
So yeah, obviously things I'd love to do. I'd love to get some silo animations out of these silos, the placeables and everything. It just isn't working yet. I need to find an animation that actually shows up. I have water ones. I don't know if I can make the water look like grain. I haven't tried that. That is working. I don't know if you guys saw me dump the water down at the soy milk plant the other day, but the water animation pops up out of the ground and looks like it's loading water. And that's all we need to do for a grain animation on the silos, but I haven't found a grain animation that will work inside one of those triggers. It just doesn't show the visual. I just rolled over the crane. Wow. I rolled over the conveyor. And the conveyor is, I guess I gotta knock the conveyor back on its side, because the truck flips over every time I hook up to it. The conveyor is heavier than the pickup. Oh, I guess I should have went the other way. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna need a big lift.
Now, when I was unloading the coal out of the hopper, the animation stayed the whole time in the dump truck.
Yeah, those.
Whereas the dipper the other day, you only show like the first few seconds, and then it disappears.
That's just a random timing issue with all that's going on in the map. That sometimes you see it, sometimes it cuts out. But the other silos don't ever show it, and I don't think that happens on single player as much. I'm not sure, but we had that same issue.
Single player, it always showed when I was doing PV15. It always showed all the silos.
It is possible that we can get those back onto the built-in system, because they finally fixed that in one of the updates I noticed. Alright, I'm going to need to find a new way to lift this, reset this crane.
Where you at?
I'm down here on the side of the warehouse, I went to go around and I dumped the conveyor on its side. And now I got the whole thingamabobber. I can't even find where the hitch is. There, it's swinging around in the breeze, it looks, or something is.
I got hit by the ghost train in this big dump truck.
Look at that thing swivel. What the heck was that? Is that the hitch? I don't. Oh no, the hitch is going to be on the other side. What is it? Why is that swing around like it does? Well, probably because it's not supposed to be on its side. Told you I hate these things. The hitch is over here, but every time I hook up to it, I get tipped over myself. Oh, there we go. We got it. Let's try not to take sharp turns too fast. Here, shut this off for now. Alfalfa currently is not a crop type in the map, and I don't know if it will be or not. Probably not. I think the crop types are going to stay where they are. The problem is we get too many again with all the stuff going on. If you have all of them growing at the same time, it's going to be lag issues for some people. It might. If alfalfa comes in, it's because I want it as a feed type for when we do the animal pass. So I can't really say. I didn't have plans, but as I'm looking to revamp the animals, it might make sense if we don't have enough food types for what I want to do for the different animals to throw alfalfa in there for some. Because heck, I don't even know what the animals are all going to be yet. Because I really have been concentrating on one thing at a time. So let's see. The conveyor.
If you fold that conveyor up and lower it, you'll be able to have better control over it.
What's that?
Fold the conveyor up and lower it, you'll have better control over it.
Oh, well, I got it now. Now it's all here. I'm trying to see if I can swing the belt. I got to turn the belt on. And I think it would load from there, although Viper didn't do as good a parking job as I did.
Oh, I didn't know you were stopping there, that's why I was just following you.
Well, I have a trigger, but how do you get the truck off of it when it's hooked up, when you're in a trigger? Or, I'm confused.
Select the truck, I believe. I don't see the symbol in your stream. Oh, there it went.
I'm trying to figure out how... Alright, it's on. See, I can't detach the truck.
Now you can't. Now when you're in a trigger, it won't detach.
Well, no, I'm getting a dump trigger from the pickup truck. Did you move this with the pickup truck?
Yes, sir. Make sure it's off. Is it off?
Oh, the pickup truck has to be shut off?
No, the conveyor belt. There's a conveyor belt. You can shut off manually or in the truck.
Alright, if I shut the conveyor belt off, I can let go of the trigger. But how do I move the truck? I mean, how do I move the truck once it's off? I mean, how do I turn the belt on once I disconnect the truck?
You can turn the belt on manually, walk it up to the side of it.
That's what I need. There we go. Okay. So, belt is... The belt is synchronizing with other players. This is a PC version. You cannot mod the other version. It's just one of those things. Someone asking if this is the PC version, right? Yes, it is. You still can't find the rabbit barn and feed mill RC Devil made. He took his stuff off Marhu's site and hasn't responded to your emails. Well, I have the rabbit barn. Might even
There's a lot of items. Yeah, a lot of items that RC Devil did up there. There must have been a fallout because his fixer for the fill type is also off of there.
Alright. I don't know how... Big Daddy had the boat.
On my way.
He knows what he has to do. Where the trigger is on the boat. He got it. He could show us. And Danny, you got some product? Do I have to come up there and get it? Where is it? Is it in the warehouse?
It's at the warehouse.
Alrighty.
When you get a vehicle for it and bring it down?
Nope, I got it. I'm going to jump out of here. The pickup truck's down there, control 4, Jet. You want to hop in?
Woohoo!
It's down by the conveyor. I'll go pick up the canola at the warehouse. And we'll show you how the warehouse trigger works. It's amazing the fallouts people have and all the mod stuff. I really try to isolate myself from all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm too
I don't
old
really
for that
care.
drama.
At this point, I don't really care.
Alright,
They can have fallout with me. I got my group of guys here. I don't do drama. It's one of the reasons why, you know, I'm not going to get involved. I don't even pay attention. I don't even know these people's names.
Yep, I agree. It's can't handle all that. I'm too old for that stuff.
So you do get the fill trigger and the correct animations for all the products out of here, which is cool. The warehouse at least has it. If I can get the other silos to work with this trigger system as a separate entity that isn't at the warehouse, which might be possible, I believe he's made provisions, then I will switch it over so we can have some cool trigger animations. It will not work on a placeable mod though. So the ones that are at the main farm, I could build those into the map. That's where it comes, do you want to be able to upgrade them? Do I just put 5 million silos up there or 2 million as well? Decisions will have to be made. So there are possibilities. I like the fact that you can expand and put on the placeable silos, but maybe we'll go away from having to have the placeable silos altogether on these farms, and you'll just need them for your expansion farms. In that way you'll have the stuff that's built in is already there. Who knows? We'll see what we can do in the future. Whoa! This man truck does the same thing. I did that again. I hate this thing. I'm on my side.
Hold on.
You're not going to be able to do it with the pickup truck.
Oh, no, I got the Volvo. I don't know if it'll work.
I'll
try.
We got to work on the center of gravity on the man truck.
It is so top heavy with anything on there. Yeah, empty it's fine. It's just once you put anything on it, man, it gets so tipsy.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
It almost rolled me the other way. All right.
I know.
Yeah, go slow. But it is a man IT runner piece that... Do we ever find the IT runner trailer? Bacon Warrior was wondering about that. Did we find one that we can use eventually or no?
The one that holds like grains and stuff?
No, the trailer itself as a mod so that you can put a hitch on the back.
I did. I found a dolly, I think is what
Yeah,
you're
the dolly, yeah.
Yep, I found a dolly. The only unfortunate part is if you use the really big container like you have on there, it overhangs so much of the dolly that it interferes with the back of the truck because it's so huge. See how much hangover you have there?
Yeah.
So the problem I'm having is I have to actually somehow have to figure out how to stretch, make it longer, because one I have is shorter. So it'll work with, if you put a short one on the truck and a big one on the trailer, it'll work fine. The problem is, this is not going to match.
Cool.
But there is one out there.
I am here, and it seems to be, you don't have to be too far over the edge of the front of the boat, right?
Correct. There you go. It won't. It'll go give 2,000 and stop if it's not close.
Right. Well, and one of the weird things is it always loses a few pieces of the grain here. Oddly enough, when you're loading a boat, I lost 2. But we got the load in there. So if you were doing a field across the map, which kind of crazy thing is, we could have got it over to the canola mill faster by driving, but if you wanted to fill up the canola mill by boat from the warehouse or something, you'll be able to pull up to the warehouse once we get the fill triggers over there, offload your canola, and let's see if this trigger puts our 50,000 canola in. And I think canola is the second mill on the shore, but I don't know. We'll find out. Back. Well, we'll go to the other one, and then I'll back up if it isn't. One of these is for soybean. I have to label it. It's on my to-do list. That's the one that's for soybean. So go back to my other trigger, and like I said, it feels like a boat. If you don't plan and let the gas off, you'll float right through triggers. So back it in nice and slow. Maybe not hit the trigger this time. There it is. Oh, drift. Okay. And you get the silly crane animation on this side. But canola mill now has 45,000. There you go. So you can load it anywhere on the shoreline. If you have fields way down here, big field of canola, just bring your boat over, load it up with the conveyor right off the field. Will the conveyor take from a harvester or a combine?
Ooh, don't know.
Never tested that one out. Might not. There is no support for, I don't know what you mean by dynamic vehicle reset points. We can move them around. That's about all. There's a start point, end point. We can't move them around on the fly. But, so once they're placed in the map, they are there. And that's the way it works. They didn't really make these for boats, so it's one of those things. It's amazing that we even got it to where it is perfectly. Hopefully you'll never have to reset your boats. I mean, they move around. We've done a lot today. Viper did get stuck on a corner. I could have pushed him probably. I don't even know where I'm driving. I figured I'd dock the boat over here. No player specific? No. If that would be an interesting theory, but there is no player specific reset points. That would be kind of interesting if it could be pulled off. Then you could have one player be the boat resetter dude.
Captain.
Captain Boat.
When you're done, or when you're done with the items you have to show, I have one little surprise for your stream to show them when you're done.
I am pretty much. We're just going over some things. Well, last thing I'll do for anybody that missed it, I have the new mod folder switcher update. And it's exclamation point. Actually, if you missed it, play back the video because it is running late. Let me jump over. I can't get out of the water once I jump off the boat. I wish that was a little easier. Where are you on the map?
If you hit the vehicle one of the Volvos with a flatbed, I just want to show them a little thing I've been working on. And it's not complete yet, but it's almost done. I hope to have it done by next week. There you go. Now, those are your pallet products of the empty pallets as well as charcoal. Yes. And I just wanted to show you. Go ahead and drive. I'll let you drive away. And then all you gotta do is hit the X button when you jumped in and show your stream what I've been working on. There's other items it picks up as well, but I didn't want to give away what the other item is. I like to show them.
Yeah, I didn't think he was ready for displaying this surprise.
It's up to you.
But hey, oh no, I'm good with it. Hey, you've opened it up. All right. X button?
X button. There you go. And then drive around and pick up the rest.
There you go. Mixed pallets as well. Whatever you have there. That's pretty cool. And you know what's funny? I need these down at the soybean factory pallets. So we'll show what happens if you have mixed pallets and it only takes one type.
There you go. But I just wanted to show them a little bit. It's a work in progress. I have a completed version done. I just need to upload it. There's another item.
Zachary98, thanks for the follow. You can jump in. I got a passenger script. One of you can if you want to go for the ride.
Go ahead, Viper.
Now you were saying?
For your stream. Yeah, I got the finished product done, but what I'd like to do is we'll talk. I'm contemplating once the finished product is done, as a treat to the guys next time we do a stream, I was going to give them a link to this so they can use this as well as on Pleasant Valley V2. It'll work good.
Awesome.
So, we'll talk about it if we agree that, I think...
Oh, yeah. Sounds like a good plan. And I
Yeah, I
just
think
have
those guys
to
will like it.
shout out to Zachary98 and Sean the Dog 1466 and Riley Zeus 45. All thank you for the follows. So yep, go ahead.
Is this our way of saying thanks for being patient while we do this? So I figured I got it to work with products on V2 very well, the wool pallets, boards, etc. So hopefully come next week we're going to release, or whenever we do the next stream, we can release it, give them a link, and they can enjoy it on V2 with proper names and everything looking okay.
Right, that'd be awesome. So here we have a mixed load of pallets and charcoal. We don't actually we do have a place for the charcoal. I can bring it right over to Home Depot. So one of the things we want to do is we're going to go over to, if I can find my way over. I'm still get lost on my map that I made. Isn't that sad? I guess we can go through the dairy. I always go through the dairy. The dairy.
Yeah, you do need another road to go through there.
There's another bridge that goes on the other side that we haven't built yet. The main bridge. I don't know how I missed it. I built the other two, but the big main one that goes from the vehicle shop right over is not in yet. But hey, it's kind of cool to have these nice bridges to cross.
Oh, another thing with the bridges, drawbridges, is if it's coming down, you hit the trigger, it does go right back up.
Yeah, it does. Or it throws you. But yeah.
I mean, if you're in the boat behind it, you'll actually raise back up if it's not all the way back down yet.
Yep, it will go. As long as there's something in the trigger, the bridge goes up. It doesn't go down until you get out of the trigger. Alright, so we're here at the soy milk, which now, if you didn't catch this in the previous broadcast, several of the companies that display the goods on pallets, not all of them, but most of them, the main ones, they require pallets to be delivered. And you'll see a small stack of pallets, and we'll work on something, probably a little bit more pallets or something more visual, and the box, I don't even remember where the box is. It was kind of a quick thing. It's a very small trigger there too. So this is one of those things that I didn't even plan for a truck, but I planned for because I didn't know Jeff was going to be doing this for me, I planned it for a forklift. But now that we have a truck, I'm going to have to make the trigger a lot easier to access. But let's see if I can dump the pallets here.
Yeah, now what you do is hit the B button, and it's going to give you the selection to the side that you want to look. Okay.
So B is on the side. It's still, here's an interesting thing. It shows me the platform, but always says unload center.
Hit B again. There you go.
Oh yeah, I see the platform, but the B never says anything but unload center. I know that used to be working. Alright, but it shows where it's going to offload. So it took one pallet, and because I don't have a very big trigger here, I will have to jockey around the pallets a little bit. Well, we're going to work on that, but it looks like a pallet of pallets was what? 5,000 pallets. A pallet of pallets. And let's see.
Hey, guys, is this the U.S. trailer number 3?
I believe I think it's either 3 or 4, and yeah, it's Oxstar did it. And then what I did was I took the UAL script from the Flagel, and instead of doing a Flagel and this one, I just opted to do this one.
So we'll need
Yeah,
to
what am I?
work on a bigger trigger, especially if you're going to be hauling mixed pallets like this, because it is tricky getting in that small trigger. Let me try up here. Very small. Actually, if I drop it, you can push it.
That's what. Yeah, I was just gonna
Let's
say,
see.
drop them, not push it.
So I gotta put that back on with X and B and O. Can you push them around a little and maybe get it to take some more pallets?
Yep. Let me see if I can find the trigger here.
It's right up against that pallet, just not very big. Not back in the corner. Ha! Here, move your truck. I think I can get them. It has 15,000. Yeah, it's right where your head face of your truck is.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this coal pallet out of the way for you.
We'll get
There we go.
trigger. Bigger trigger. But I'm gonna push. I don't even remember how many of these factories hold. But apparently it's not taking one. So it might only be 20,000 in the factory. And the pallet's 5,000, so it won't take it until it's ready. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Yep.
So let me load these back up. How do it work position? I'm getting all my keys confused. Let's see. What key do I have to hit again? O, X, O, B.
X button.
Not picking up. There we go.
There you go.
Just was,
Yeah, it must have been the.
wasn't close enough to that pallet, I don't think.
Gotcha. Yeah, it must have been the US 3 because I had to add the manual. I had to add the UAL script myself, so I'm pretty sure it was US trailer 3 that I added the UAL script to and moved things around.
One of the things I want to note is, and it's an interesting thing that a lot of people don't think about, but this is a perfect example of things that happen. I created a factory that doesn't hold too many pallets because we don't want you guys to go crazy. And it has a small trigger, and the only way to really get them in was manually with a forklift in the past. Jeff goes along and creates an awesome trailer that hauls these pallets, and we don't have capacity for them. So you can't really restock them because it wasn't necessary. Not only that, it won't use that many. So we will revisit the whole system. Do we want it to need more pallets at the factory to create products? Or do we want to increase the capacity so you can drop off more at one time? It all has to be revisited just because a new vehicle comes in, and that's, one of those things. Obviously, 20,000 is going to be low, but 20,000 pallets on a factory now will probably last 2 weeks. It only uses we've only put one pallet in there and got that. We still had some left, and we got 75,000. We put one pallet of pallets. So I think it's like 100,000 product for one pallet of pallets, which isn't a lot, but we don't want to drive you crazy with a forklift driving down there. 2 pallets, you run the factory till it's empty, it's done. Now that we're going to have a cool vehicle for moving them around, we might give you a little bit more to dump in there, maybe make the products worth a little. We'll revisit what exactly we do. We don't want you to get to the point where you're filling it up once and game over. You don't have to ever do it again, So at this point it runs once per cycle, practically one pallet per cycle of other goods. and maybe we'll add it so you can get 2 cycles out and top off a little bit more. We'll see what happens. But everything that we do, we try to fit together as a puzzle.
We want to make sure there's 2 options out there. So if you want to manually load them into the forklift, feel free. But if you're in single player and you want to do it a little bit faster, then we have the trailer. So your option. And that's what we try to.
Exactly. It's pleasing both worlds. It's not always possible, but so we don't want to overdo it. But it's all a balance. Every time I look at any of the mechanics on anything, I try to balance it, and I think that's what's going to make this map even far better, because sometimes you do it and there are things over on PV15 version 2 even that you just get so far into it, and the balance, a lot of people, it's a lot of grinding. Some people like it, but obviously there is grinding to get a lot of that stuff built over there, and we want to please as many people as possible. So things like the addition of the boats, it's a new way to move lots of product. It's probably gonna shorten your time if you want to use the boat. It won't be for everybody, but I think it helps to bridge the gap between the balance. It's a high capacity option that people like on a map. It's slow, so you could probably do 3 out of the 5 truckloads if you filled up the boat, you know what I mean, on ground with the process it takes. But gives everybody a little bit of options. You'll never please everybody.
Oh, yeah.
My
we
gosh.
knew that.
I think it's funny, I play your map because of the big fields, but I don't build the factories. I've gotten that one before.
That's all right, but in PvV 2, we have that option now with the map buyable objects. At least they can have everything bought.
Absolutely. Now this pallet trigger should be a little better for charcoal. I haven't tested this, so if this trigger doesn't work for some reason, hey,
It happens.
it happens. That's why we do these things. And there's a train coming. That one worked.
Yeah.
And refill is X. Got one more left to dump in there.
Yep. Back up a little further. You got her. Nice.
So as simple as that. Now we got a nice clean truck of pallets. So what do we have on here so far? We do have the wood pallets. We have the cut wood.
Cut wood does go in there as well. Yeah.
And we'll get into there. If it goes on a pallet that is a movable pallet in this thing right now, it's working. There are some things that aren't in here yet. We'll figure it out.
There is also, when we do release this, there will have to be revised that big crone baler because I changed the bale types. So this trailer will accept all sizes of the round bales that thing puts out, including grass bales, as well as square bales. Because before, with the trailer I had, it would not accept those custom size bales. Now it will. So that thing will do all the bale types.
Did you revise the baler to do it? Or
I had to rename, yes, the baler. Oops, sorry, Viper. I had to rename the baler type it was being produced. The extension had to be bale, as opposed to he had the size, so it wouldn't work. So, long story short, I renamed the output type of the main transform group in the i3D of the bale, of all the bale types, and it works fine now.
Right. So those are the
If
things
that makes sense.
that we look at, and it's a great mod. Those guys did a great job, but we want to add a little bit of functionality, and even as great as it is, these trailers would not pick it up. So now we have an edited version. Viper, you're following a little close there. We have an edited version of that nice...
Put your brakes on, man.
I hit a fence. Of that crone baler that will allow this trailer to pick up all the bales it makes.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is you'll lose your old baler, so you're gonna have to rebuy it unless you go in and replace it. But the bale types, if you have any of those On the map, it should work though, because I think I did it with ours. Is once I renamed that file, it renamed them all in a vehicle XML. So never mind, it
a
worked.
restart should work okay in that case, I think. Nikon 2005, thanks for the follow. So I have a few extra wood pallets. I'll bring them back to the wood pallet place. And we'll have some more for another factory when we get more going.
Yeah, now I don't know if the guy at the stream knows, but we also did this with the cat trailers that everybody fell in love with that wasn't multiplayer. And we pretty much decided between our group here that this trailer fitted it better. It looked nicer with the smaller tires. It's more of a farm trailer than the cat.
Yeah, the
was.
cat had abnormally big tires for the type of truck we're pulling. And it looked a little bit off. And this was just the better option. Definitely, but he's been working on this for several weeks. Still got a little bit to go.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna run Viper. Turn right, Viper. A little bit to go, but you see it on the Trello board. Add UAL script. They're coming along.
Many sleepless nights on that bad boy, so it was a bugger.
And I don't feel guilty at all.
No, I know what you go through. I get it. We have our
Yeah, I
demons,
know.
trust me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so exactly. I went a couple days, and you know what the problem is? I can't sleep if there's something I can't get work that I really want until I'm constantly thinking, how am I going to do this? You know, and then all of a sudden, eventually, it just boom. I got an idea. I got to wake up and try it. It could be 4 o'clock in the morning. That's usually when I'm going to bed lately. But
Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't if something pops in my head and I think about it. You know, whether you're getting out of the shower, getting in the shower, all of a sudden it dawns on you like, oh no, I gotta get down to it.
Yep. Alright, it's not exactly dark. I'm going to leave this trailer here. I think that's where we had it. Is this where we had it? I don't know where we had it.
Just like with any other trailer that has UAL script, you need to unload it. You can't leave it loaded when leaving the server. I think they'll pop over the place.
Yep. Unload it. Just like any other one on a server. Or you'll have flying bales. Not a big deal. But it's after 2000 hours. I wanted to go down to the waterfront. I haven't even really seen it all myself with it all lit up at night. With all the new street lights and everything. It looked pretty cool without the new street lights, but if it's lit up, it might be pretty interesting. So I'm going to head back down there. Although it's not dark.
Yes, Foster, it is called OCD, and unfortunately, most of the people in the group do have that.
You have to.
Yeah.
That's what, actually, as bad as it can be, Jeff keeps me in check sometimes, and I'll keep him in check. Because if there's just something we notice that's just a little off, he makes sure I get it done, or he will keep harping on me about it, and I'll make sure he gets it done. So,
oh, no doubt.
And that's what makes a pretty awesome work team to have, you know? That's what makes it better when it gets out to you. We don't like to see anything malfunction, not work. I wouldn't bring the boats to you guys at all if I knew you were going to be getting stuck with them constantly. You know, if it just becomes a hassle and not enjoyable, and you're resetting them constantly and going through that whole process that we did to show you, then it becomes not, oh, we don't have this bridge over here. Then it becomes a process that there is no bridge over here that we don't want to put in, because it, as cool as it is, if it takes away from the enjoyment of actually playing and it gets to be frustrating, you can't have it. So we keep, and we work, the things that we think are the coolest, we work the hardest on.
Yeah, like this. It was almost a bummer there with those drawbridges, because the other ones looked really nice. They just didn't work on server. So I think, honestly, our alternative actually looks pretty darn good.
It does. It works good. And it looks decent enough to call passable. And that was a crucial part, too, as well.
Oh, man, that was a bummer.
Without those drawbridges, the boat is not passable in several areas of the map. It's simple as that. The map is already designed. The work that would have had to go in to the map to get bridges in certain places, bigger bridges, especially the one right up by the warehouse area. I'm taking a right turn. The warehouse, the street lights aren't on yet,
So
so
blinkers are for
it must be 20 something else 100 hours, no street lights.
22 then.
It's too late. Yeah, we can fast forward.
Or 21, maybe 9 o'clock.
What time is it supposed to be? 12. We're almost done here.
Yeah, it's
So,
12:15.
Should be 122 in the game anyway, right? No. 922. Yeah, we're gonna go fast forward. I want to see what it looks like when it's dark out here. We'll fix the time tomorrow. We'll get you an extra day out of your crops if you're listening. If your planting fields are all getting messed up. Is Danny still out there? Sleeping.
Yep.
Are you planning anything?
Not right now.
Good, because I'm fast forwarding time till it gets dark. I want to see what it looks like with the village lit up down here now.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
it
it
was-
is, right there. 2100.
2100. So there are several lights around, and these are the not too, and yeah, we could try to put lights like this. They're not casting light. These are the types of lights that can be used in the map. You notice it's not lighting up anything but the glowy balls. It's not throwing light on the map. Therefore, they don't cause the lag. They are just the lighthouse doesn't actually throw light, but they make the map look cool. And you can see all the ones on the posts are all lit up now, going down the street. And when it's really dark, it would be even cooler. But yeah, it's kind of neat. The whole area is lighting up. Waiting for it to get really dark. Now, heck, down here you won't need your lights on your vehicle. It's so bright with the lighthouse alone. They just don't throw light on the road. Those are the types of lights that would, yeah, now it's getting dark, that would cause lag issues, like your headlights do on a busy server.
But couldn't you simulate the illumination by having the cone go to the ground rather than
It
just
looks really bad.
that way there?
It would, yeah, it's, you know what happens is that in one of my maps, was it when you drive into it, it causes all
It'd
sorts
break
of
it?
issues. You like zooming in and out and stuff when you're hitting them and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, so it lights up. It looks pretty cool down here. There's some on the other side as well. You can kind of tell where you're going. In cab view. Ooh. Driving these tight roads in the cab view is not going to be recommended. Hey, I feel like I'm on American Truck Simulator now, though. Trying to steer around here. This road doesn't have many streetlights on it. It has a few. But that's pretty much everything. If anybody has any questions, wants to throw them out there, now that we've made it really dark in the map and nobody's going to want, I'm going to just keep going until the next morning. Or maybe I'll stop because at some point, because Dan's going to want to finish up tomorrow in the daylight, not at night. He can set it back in the morning or wherever he has to. Anybody has any questions? And Filoni, I think it is. Thanks for the follow. Thank you, everyone who donated today. It's always a huge help for me. And we will get a donation. I'm still looking for ideas. We haven't quite nailed it down yet. But I know about where I want to put it. So, yeah. We'll have a donation area. Anybody that donates through the stream, through my new FPS Plus program. FPS. What is it called? MFS Plus. Mod Folder Switcher Plus is out there. You can get the link on our website as well, as I gave it out earlier, and I'll give you guys one last look at that before I sign off. And we have a nice area over here that's already got. We could just build the cemetery bigger and put everybody on a tombstone.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be honored on a tombstone, though.
Not to mention that you'd have to play a heck of a lot of hours to get to see everybody in the cemetery unless we just put them in there right away. There are some people I've met along the way that I wouldn't mind putting in the cemetery.
We can do that.
I can't even tell where I am. It's so dark now.
Is the cemetery big enough for all those people?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, you're true. You're right.
It's not that bad, but we can honor some people if they end up in the cemetery. Now, we'll find a way to get all those people that have donated mentioned in the map as well. It won't be the Speedway because we've been there and done that.
Maybe the Wall of Fame on the side of Dancing Donuts.
Ooh,
That's a nice brick building area. You have two big sides.
yeah. It's got to be big.
Take your plane from PV2 and put a banner behind there.
A banner. You know how long that banner would have to be if it gets to be like PV2?
Could you do a rotating banner?
No. That's the problem. Uh-oh, there's water there. Driving at night around all this water, it's not recommended with crummy headlights. Are there high beams on these? We shall find out. It's got to be big. It's got to be big. We have ideas. Something will happen.
Street names.
Street names was a good idea too.
No, for the people, yeah.
The donators. Yeah.
Right.
That's a good idea. People want the street names back. That would be a fun thing. Very possible. Or you can donate to have a street named. Maybe we'll give them options like I had planned in the last map. Donate to get on your cemetery stone. Donate to get a boat named after you.
Yeah, the SS Dashnet.
Exactly.
Oh, you do bridges as well. You know, big bridges.
Oh, roads and bridges. Oh yeah, we've got the
Raceways.
We've got the Viper 278 highway leading to the Big Daddy Bridge. Big Daddy's bouncy bridge.
Oh boy.
It may not have enough streets. Exactly, that's the thing. We'll make a lot of dead ends. I'm just driving around at night, seeing how well it works. I never play at night. Alright, anybody else have any last minute questions? I'm going to hide this in the building where nobody can find it in the morning. Oh, I got to try the garage. Did you know there was a garage?
I did not know there was a garage.
I didn't know until I was walking around opening doors earlier. There's actually a vehicle bay on this big warehouse. It's pretty sad. It's right up by Viper. I think he's parking in it right now.
Do you know there's an open fence on this side?
An open fence so you can walk around to the
Yeah.
other side?
Yeah, I can pass between the building where
Yeah.
the garage is and the fence loading bay that's open.
I just tabbed out of my vehicle. Hit a wrong button on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I know, I do that all the time.
Yeah, I know. We watch your streams. Yeah,
That'd be well. The 3 and the E key is right next to each other, and
you.
3 is for my cruise control. I use
you're-
that a lot.
Are you talking about the little gap right here?
Yep.
I did that so you didn't have to walk around.
Oh, okay.
When you want to go off to the other side, like I did earlier, I'd have to go all the way around the fence. You could
Yeah,
drive
it's
around.
wide enough to drive through.
Yeah, it's wide enough to drive through. It's not a huge deal. Is this going to be big enough to park in? That's a better question.
Yeah, it should be. It's pretty long inside
I
there.
got my mirror stuck.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's dark out. I think you can fit... I don't know if you could fit I don't think you could fit a trailer behind it.
No, I think just a single truck with a box.
Single truck with a box, couple boxes. Close the door and forget about it. I gotta find my last vehicle. Anybody else has any questions? We'll be going out of here once I park this vehicle over at the main farm. I'll give you one last quick look at the mod folder switcher program and the new features, and from there we'll be calling it a night. It will be quick. The link is on the website. It is also at !MFSPLUS. However, for some people it's not working, some it is when they do it through there. And
Did you do it on the command or timer?
I did it on the command, so it has to be triggered.
Yeah, you might have it not set for everybody.
It was, I thought. Well, we'll find out. Onward to the farm. And I'm going to shut this monster down. 12:30. What it was 9, 10. That's 3.5 hours. That's see, we did over a 3-hour tour today, but a lot of it was just explaining what's coming up and recapping. And I can't even tell where I am. I am terrible playing these things in the dark. I think the farm's over this way. I guess,
Farmers over by field 10, 19.
I guess if
17.
I looked at the map, at least these are on the map, but the farm isn't marked yet. Head this way.
Oh, did you fix the 110 air on the pressure washer?
I did not. Is it not showing up?
It is not for some reason. I was asking.
No.
You had it on your Trello board that it was fixed.
Did I? I
I
didn't.
must
believe
have.
so. Because you had on the added.
I didn't put it on the checklist. I put it underneath it that needs to be fixed. I'm lost. I see something. I think I see the farm. It's pretty bad. Gets dark.
Well, the truck is now a submarine.
What is?
Uh-oh.
The truck, I drove it into the water and it drove right back out.
Oh, so it won't run now.
No, it is running. I drove it back out of the water.
Cool.
The water behind the Shell station. I didn't know it was water there. I forgot. I got too close. I was following the road. But anyways, I submerged it big time. It says do not drive too deep in the water.
Some of the
And I
places
drove it back
aren't
out.
deep enough. Yeah.
I was all the way underwater.
Wow. And it's still drivable. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, so that is it for this. Need a no night
no need.
mod. We're gonna leave
I can
that. And
note it. I can drive forward and backwards, but I can't steer.
Viper may be continuing over on his stream. I don't know if he's staying up any later.
No, I gotta go to a training class tomorrow morning, so I gotta get up early.
You want to see more of the map in action? I'm sure he'll be on
I'll be on tomorrow night, yeah.
tomorrow night and other times throughout the week. What I'm going to do is switch this over to my crummy desktop. Here, let's hide that. There we go. So it's not too busy. But basically what you'll see is, I do that all the time, we have a new set of buttons where you can reach any of our websites just by, my Twitch stream is up there, but if I was to click You can see it loads up in the tab. No problem. Whatever site I click on. There we are. If you want to go to my YouTube page as well, the Mod Folder Switcher program has links to everything. Our Trello board that we've talked a lot about is also linked on the top of it. And this is a new one. Now these are just, I know it's like advertising, but hey, all you guys are here because you like what we do, so we're giving you easier ways to donate. I mean to click on some of the other buttons as well. But you notice a few different colors. When you use the select folder button now to select a mod folder that you have set up on your desk, and I will do a, let's see, on my desktop I have the map class folder that I don't have linked yet. We'll select that one, and it prompts you to type a name in for the folder, and you click OK, and you can see it's been added there. Well, we added into this version as well as the additional buttons for those of you who use lots of maps and want to have each one separate. We added buttons to color code them. I use them for development purposes. If you're a map developer, it comes in handy. I know now that plum is my map class map things that might be under the purple color. And in development, color is PV Rivers. So if I wanted to make another button anywhere on the bar for my work in project folder per PV15V2, I will label it, and I can create the color yellow. I did yellow. Could have done it blue to match, but anyway, you can color code them as however way you want. The other thing is behind this bar, for your handy convenience, if I say want to look at the server files in that folder, you have a folder button, whatever folder you do have selected as your current active one will load up all the files in that folder. So you can move them, change them, edit them. You do have to remember your folder path that you set up to launch the game changes. It still does switch to your launch folder, so if I was to click here, I'm loading up the server. If I go to the map class and click and then start the game, you'll notice I'll have the map class map in my folder right there. So simply clicking back on my server folder, when I boot up the game, it'll bring back up the server section. So that's how that works. The only other option I added in for you guys, other than the additional buttons, was a quick way to view your log file. Once this program is set up correctly, and it sets itself up, if it can't find your folder, it'll prompt you to where your default My Documents, Farming Simulator, where your files are stored. But once it's there, any files that are stored in there have access to it. So we'll be adding some more features as well, as possibly detecting if you have a drive control mod and giving you a toggles on and off for different things, or that kind of toggling your developer tools can be done as well, just like we toggle which map you select. So I'm going to add some stuff in as time goes by and we have time and I need a break from the other stuff. But you can now get to your log file real quick from there too. So I just wanted to leave you guys that. Anybody else has any more questions? We're going to be signing out in just a couple minutes. Good night, Ollie, and whoever else is out there. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be back. We'll try to get on here again next week if all goes well. And who knows what we'll have for you then. At this point, we don't even know until next week. But there will definitely be something.
Isn't that the truth?
All right. I guess that's about it. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for stopping in, and we will catch you Thanks to all the donators, new followers. Stay tuned. We got some more exciting stuff coming. And we'll catch you next week. Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to try to hold to that schedule. Never know what's going to happen, though.